Shalom, shalom, shalom. All the saints of Israel, bless y'all. Welcome in. Pastor Rufus, welcome in, man. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see your face.
Good to see you too, my brother.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, y'all. We are here to address a few things that have already been surfacing, right? And nobody's asked for these videos to come out. I believe that they were made just based on sheer compulsion based on behaviors that are bad behavior patterns over the years that that he's been doing it, but also over this past year where he has already been doing things that have been what bad behavior patterns. Nobody asked him to make a video on these things. What we have been asking him for is for the truth. Would you touch and agree with that, Pastor Rufus?
Absolutely. That's exactly what everybody wants to see. And I'm glad that he has tipped his hat and put some things out there in the atmosphere so people can know about it. And I'm glad that I don't care how truth get out. I just want it out. And it looks like y'all are going to get a chance to see the truth one way or another. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So let's go ahead and cue this intro real quick. We're going to get into this thing. We got a few videos we need to review and some things to unpack in regards to bringing more context, shedding more light. And you know that we love to shed light because light creates understanding. Understanding creates love. Love creates patience, and patience, well, that creates unity, y'all. So let's get unified in the spirit. Let's get it.
Is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not going to let the wolf eat me anymore? If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking you over the head, stop them. Do whatever you have to do to stop them. You know, the ones that were knocking him over the head were afraid of the fact that he might swing back. So they said, no, he's teaching hate, he's violent.
All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling, y'all. Listen, we already know what the truth is, and we've been bringing out the truth for quite a bit. And I really appreciate Pastor Rufus for being so transparent with the truth and allowing us to all hear the truth based on what actually was going on, what actually was happening during that time. It provided a lot of clarity as to what side we really should root for, what we should actually be doing, how we should really move. You understand what I'm saying? Even if you are still a part of Straightway and you love the ministry of Straightway and you love the brethren or the sisters that are a part of that ministry and you don't feel like you want to turn away from it just yet because you don't want to give up on it, listen, you still need to have the truth. You still need to know the truth so you can make your own decisions on that truth. And I think that is extremely important. Pastor Rufus, what do you think?
I agree with you 100%. And I think in all of this, one of the biggest lies told and one of the most egregious things that was laid out from Charles Woodrow Dow. See, I don't play the games of the shotgun method and doing all, if we're Hebrews, we're supposed to be concrete, correct? We're supposed to speak concrete, do why are we all abstract now? Them and they and all this kind of stuff. Now I'm talking about Charles Woodrow Dow, and I'm glad it's being recorded because he made a statement in one of his videos about how he's going to use the law for the lawless, and I'm happy that he put that out there. But one of the biggest things I believe that, because see, the reason I'm happy is all of this is evidence. Every single bit of it is evidence, and it can be used against you in a court of law, and I love that. He's got over 7,000 videos that's about to be used against him in the court of law. And I'm thankful for it. But one of the biggest egregious things that Dallas tried to present to the people is that I don't love them, that I don't have any love and compassion for them, that I am the selfish one that is going after greed, that is jealous of him and wanted to take over Straightway and all this dumb, ridiculous stuff that he was saying. And I'm going to put this down and then we can move forward, brother Barack. Here's how you know it is a bold-faced lie. You can go back one full year and look at every video that I've done, what Barack has done, Ringo, New Breed. It doesn't matter who it is, y'all. It's been dozens of people making videos about Dow.
That's right.
You got one person really making videos about me. One. And that's him. But with all of these people, one thing we had in common, because we love Yah and we love his people, was that you always saw us beseeching, sometimes begging Dow to repent.
That's
I
right.
want one of you, and this is how you know it's a line of fallacy. Somebody go produce a video in the past year when all this been going down of Dow one time caring about me repenting. Somebody produced that video for me where he asked, and you could tell he was compassionate in his plea to get me to turn from the evil stuff that I'm so-called doing. Wouldn't that be normal for a Hebrew that walks in love, compassion? I remember Dow saying, well, they had Moses back then, but Moses ain't here. Now you got me. Brother Barack, do you remember what happened when Moses' brother and his sister brought accusations against him? When Korah, Dathan, and Abiram
Right.
brought accusations against Moses, did Moses say, hey, look, I'm Moses. I walk and talk with the Most High Yah. I speak to the, whoa. I'm the one that goes up on the mountains. I'm the one that spends 40 days with him. Hold on, what are we talking about? I'm Moses. Or did Moses push his personal position and try to assert dominance over the people? Or did Moses fall on him on his face in humility and beg the Father for mercy for those that know not what they do? So you see a group of people begging for restoration, begging for this thing to be worked out, begging one individual to just repent and turn from his ways. And you see another person, Charles Woodrow Dow, never once caring about restoration, never once caring about bringing the people back together, never once asking for repentance. But I'm the evil one. I'm the wicked one. Guess what? When all this comes public, because I've been telling y'all to stay tuned, have I not? It's all about to be
Right.
public soon. Guess what? When discovery starts to take place, and you know exactly what discovery is, Brother Barack. When it starts to take place, y'all gonna get to see who's wicked and who's not.
Now, that's the biggest thing. Hallelujah. That's the biggest thing, is that you touched on something that's profound, is that did he get anybody or try to tell anybody at any point, hey, y'all need to repent? These accusations, I'm willing to address them publicly, whatever platform you require me to be on, whether it be public or private. I'll bring my evidence. I'll bring what I need to bring. And I want to clean this up, not only for my house and my name's sake, but also for the sake of the ministry of Straightway, and for all the men and for all the women and all the children who currently attend at that ministry. I, as the leader, as the headship, as the one who is steering the ship, want to address it publicly, just as Moshe did in his time when he fell to his face and he pleaded to Yah, and he asked them, and he told the Most High that they do not know what they do. My thing is that as a leader, as the one who you feel like you're delivering from this society, right? The norms of society, you're bringing them out of her and onto a land, right? That you say, hey, you're bringing them out of bondage, but for some reason you keep calling it bondage, but you say that you're bringing them out of bondage, right? And you say that you are somebody who's operating in a way that Moshe operated in his day. Why wouldn't you? Nobody has heard him ever say any of these things. Only thing he's willing to do is challenge people and try to openly debate individuals, and not come out and address any of the accusations, to be able to put people at rest, to put them at ease, and to even be able to gain his own a bit of respect for his own character. You know what I'm saying? If it were me personally and there were accusations, I would want to address those accusations, whether it be public or private, no matter what it may be. I want to address them. And if I got evidence, I would want to bring those things forth. And I want the court of public opinion to have their opportunity to make their own choice and decision. But at least I know that I could rest easy to say that I came personally to address them.
Well,
that's the biggest thing. One thing that I got a question. Yeah, go ahead, Bastard.
No, I'm sorry. No, I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am done. I can save it. You can go ahead and and address that. Go ahead. What you was about to say?
Yeah, one thing I want to say is that because he's made it public, and I'm sure we're going to get to these videos today where he's doing the veil threats is what they are. He's putting it out there and how he's going to use the law for the lawless. I told you I'm very excited about that. I don't care how this truth get out. So if you all have to go and get the court documents and records to see how this truth's going to get out, I'm happy. Because believe you me, I don't have a list. I have list, plural, lists of witnesses. I have list of people that are going to have to give their testimony about what took place during this whole ordeal. I do. And I'm thankful that it's going to get out. I'm actually happy to be in the place we're going to be in today. There, from day one, has never been any desire for Dow for restoration. And guess what? Y'all get to hear the tapes finally. You're going to get to hear the audio tapes because they're going to be part of the evidence. You're going to get to hear them. And you're going to hear me tell the brethren that this spirit that's in him wants no part of restoration. It's not going to be happy until it divides all of us. And guess what? A year later, we all can see it. We all can. Now, the reason that kind of spurred him, because y'all see, I have not made a video in months. It's been a minute now since I made any kind of videos about this. I told y'all once the brothers that live on the land there made their video and made you guys clear on knowing who they are and who they serve, I was done. That's all I really wanted to get exposed. Everything's been out there. The only reason I was motivated to do this, and I'm going to tell him, Brother Barack, I called Brother Barack and asked him, let's do this video. Because I heard what Sister Selena had to say in one of Dow's videos, and she is a false witness. And I thought about it and I said, this is going to be a very good opportunity to show the saints how gaslighting works, how Dow does his bidding behind the scenes, and how he doesn't care about anyone, not even his wives, his children. He don't care because he don't understand the fire that he's putting them in when they come on public platforms like YouTube and state bold-faced lies. And I'm gonna break the timeline down for y'all to show you how Selena Dow, because her name is legally changed to Dow, y'all. Something me and my family had to go arrange and help her do before she got married to him. She legally changed her name to Dow. They've signed a marriage contract. Okay? These are all legal facts, right? And I'm saying them publicly because, again, hey, everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. So I know exactly what I'm saying and what I'm doing. All right? But I want to show you guys today how these false witnesses are being brought to the table to confuse and to hurt and to divide and bring division amongst us. I'm going to show you how he does it. And when I break this timeline down for y'all of how all of this went down and how what Selena had to say while she was riding in that vehicle with Dow the other day or whenever it was is 100% false. It has to be because of the timeline. Y'all going to get to see that today. So imagine if he's doing this with her, what has he done with the brethren? What has he done with the leaders? This is how a wicked individual gets down. And again, he constantly calls me wicked. He constantly says I'm envious and I'm jealous and I'm all this. Y'all are going to get to see who has been the one the whole entire time that has been envious, because envy is rotten to the bones, y'all. It's to the bone. Who's been jealous? Who's had hatred deep in his heart for me for no reason. He talks a lot about, and you know this too, Brother Barack, because he includes you in this, that he said, my enemies. Well, guess why we're his enemies? Because we loved him enough and we were bold enough and had enough faith to tell him the truth. That's the only reason we're enemies of Charles Woodrow Dow Jr. It's because we loved him enough to tell him the truth about who he was. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yeah, and you brought up a really good point when it comes to what Selena said on that day. But and my thing is that we need to get to that for sure, and we need to address exactly what she was saying and accusations that she's levying against you and
Mm-hmm.
your family,
Yep.
because it's not an attack just on your character. It's not an attack just on you. It's an attack and on your character, on you and your family in its
Mm-hmm.
entirety. And
Yep.
anybody else who is representing or supporting you in your plight and trying to get Dow to repent and turn away from the things that he's been doing, it's an attack on me. I support you, Pastor Rufus, and I make sure that it's very clear. You understand what I'm saying? So anybody else who's made a decision for their own salvific walk because they see the wrongdoing that came from Straightway and it came from Pastor Dow, and it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and they left that ministry, that was an attack on all of us. You understand what I'm saying? Because we stand with you in this thing, right? But I really want to get down to the nitty gritty of what the truth really is. And the people definitely deserve the truth. And that's just one thing that Dow refuses to give. And the only way we can be able to get tapes to be released is, it's crazy how we can only get tapes released based on a court hearing. We have to subpoena the evidence. You know what I mean? Like, as somebody who claims to be a speaker of truth, right? Who stands on truth, who stands on business, we would think that he would release those tapes. He would release those audio recordings, because he says they're not tapes, condescendingly. But the audio recordings, the audio files, you would think that he would release those things without even a hesitation. Can you tell me why? Why would he want to hold back and not release those tapes? Is there something that we really need to know about those tapes? Can you give some people who probably don't really know much about the audio files, can you give them a bit of clarity as to why he would make that decision to say, you know what, I'm going to make it difficult for the truth to be heard?
There's 4 audio tapes that we're referring to. The first one would be the tape that took place in Wisconsin at Kabir Baja Bill Miller's home. We were up there for what we call a leadership meeting. Those always take place on a 6th day, on a Friday. Though the Thursday before, we had a meeting because the elders, Elder Becker, Elder Brent, Elder Mitchell, knew about the rift between me and Dollar this time. This is in February of 2024. All right. These timelines are very important. This is in February of 2024. And they wanted us to come together and try to hash out these differences before me and him went in front of all the other leaders. And that meeting was the will of Yah going forward. But what took place in that meeting was Dow and Mir got caught in a bunch of lies. And Dow got exposed big time in that meeting. He got so exposed, he ended up walking out of that meeting. Now, he will tell you there's sensitive things in here that we don't need to release to everybody. No, it ain't. Because this is what he's done. Privately, Dow has released those tapes to certain individuals to try to sway their mind. And guess what? These types of individuals start hearing different things in the tape and saying, man, Dow threw me under the bus in this tape. Dow threw me. He said this about, you know what I'm saying? So it backfired. And I told Dow this.
So he incriminated himself.
He incriminated himself. So the true answer to your question is the reason the tapes haven't been released because they incriminate Dow. They prove that everything I've been saying is true. This is why he won't release those tapes, those audio tapes. This is why.
Wow.
Now, mind you, the other 3 tapes came from 3 meetings that I had with the brothers of Straightway, Georgia. Why did I have those meetings? I felt led of the Spirit of the Most High to meet with them to warn them of what was going to come because they were going to be the ones directly affected. And I wanted those men to manage and handle their homes accordingly. The first meeting, I told you, this is in February. I can't remember the exact dates, but in February, it was a Friday that we had the leadership meeting. We arrived on a Thursday. That's when we had the first meeting. I left Georgia on a Tuesday, y'all. No, I'm sorry. I left Georgia on Wednesday. So I drove halfway up Wednesday, then drove the rest of the way Thursday. Tuesday, before I left, I met with the brothers in Georgia. That's the first time I met and told them anything. This is in February. Mind you, when I followed the Bible and I called Pastor Dow, because the Bible tells you what? You got to ought with your brother, go to him and him alone. Does it not tell you that? I did that on December 8th, y'all. I did that on December 8th. But these three, I'm going back up now, these 3 audio tapes that of the meetings that I had with the brothers in Georgia, warning them about the spirit that's in Dallas and what is about to come. I was the one that told those brothers in the meetings, if you have any issue with what I'm saying, or you feel like I'm talking behind Dallas' back, record it and send it to him. I gave them the permission to send out those tapes. They were not secret meetings that we were not supposed to be having and da-da-da. No. Dow wants to spin them tapes and say that I was putting a coup on and I was trying to sway the people. That's why he won't release them. Because you will literally hear me tell these brethren, you got to prepare your home, right? This spirit that's on him is not going to be satisfied until we're all separated. It wants to destroy us, especially me. And I told all those brothers, once this do go down, whenever it is, you're not going to be able to come to me. So when you hear that, but then you'll come back and listen to the rhetoric that Dow has been spewing, telling people, oh, he was trying to take over and he's got his own church and he's trying to win these people and put them in. You will hear it all in there. I'm literally telling the brothers, once it go down, you can't come to me. I'll have nothing for you. Right. But you will literally hear me tell them and warn them what was going to come. Now, there's a lot more in there because each meeting was like an hour, hour and a half. But y'all going to have to hear it through the court records, since that's the only way we're going to be able to get them out. But when you do hear them, guess what you're going to hear? All this stuff that I've been talking about, it was all in those tapes. And guess what? Everything that I said in the February, because I had the first meeting on that Tuesday, right? I get back home in the middle of the week because we left Wisconsin that Sunday, but I was celebrating my anniversary with Mother Jennifer. So we stayed in Indiana for a few days. I didn't get back home till later in that week. As soon as I got home, I met with the brothers. That was meeting number 2. Then the following, that Sunday that came up after that, a week after we left Wisconsin, we had a meeting at Straightway on that Sunday. When I got back from that meeting, I met with them again and told them what that was. So those are the 3 meetings, y'all. They all took place in like a 2-week time frame. Dow got those meetings because one of the saints decided to send it to Dow, which I had no problem with. I want to say it was maybe Brother Carlisle or whoever. That's what I was told. I don't know that 100%. But one of the brothers recorded it and sent it to Dow. And I have zero issue with that because I told them, any of you can do this and send it to Dow. I didn't say anything in those meetings that I had not already said or was willing to say to Dow. At the end of the day, I recognized what spirit was in Dow, and it did exactly, that spirit that was in Dow did exactly what I told those brothers in Georgia it was going to do. That's why he will not release the tapes. The audio tapes is because he knows they are 100% incriminating of him. It will show him and Daniel Muir lying and conspiring. And it will show you what I said to the brothers about this spirit, and you will see, especially now, a year later, you will fully see like, wow, he told everybody this in February? And then you see all of it manifest. You will clearly be able to see that I saw this thing coming a mile away. And I tried to warn my brothers since Dow was on a rampage.
Wow. Now, my thing is this, right? I have brothers who's called me, right, from Straightway. And trust me, I got some people in the chat saying, hey, just move on from this, that, and the third. No, it's the thing is to where the Most High wants us to stay on top of this for whatever reason. And he knows why. He ultimately knows why he wants us to stay on top of this thing. Because the moment it was crickets, you know what I'm saying? Nobody was talking about Straightway. Nobody was mentioning him. Here comes Dow. He comes down out of the woodwork. So whoever's saying move on, move past this, why don't you go talk to Dow? Why don't you tell him to reconcile, do what he needs to do to move past it? Because the moment it was quiet is the moment he started to speak. But I got individuals that from Straightway who's called me and personally said that, oh, Pastor Rufus, he said that he was presumptuous. He said that he himself, and he admitted to being presumptuous and having a presumptuous spirit. And I recall you saying that in a video. And I know for sure I got my own reasons why I would defend your position on that, or why I would explain that to them. You understand what I'm saying? But my thing is that I can only give them what I feel you would be, or why you would say that you were being presumptuous during that time. I can only give them how I believe that you would feel during that time, right? And put myself in your shoes as to why you would.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is that you clarified for people who continuously says it. And I believe that you might have spoken on this before, but
Oh yeah.
for others to now, even if they're tuning in
Mhm.
now and they're just now,
Yeah.
we clarifying now the accusations of being presumptuous. We've already made that very clear that Thou is the one who usurped the authority of the Most High by cutting off the ecclesiastical council, the process that he was supposed to go through, and he superseded the authority of Yah. He didn't bring you before the congregation, and he made the choices and decisions to remove you abruptly, right? And give you 30 days to do so, in which you did it in 14. Very ambitious. Now, my thing is that why? Why would you come on camera and say, I was being presumptuous?
I clarified that. I believe it was in the video titled Numbers 15, I think it was. I might have even done it with Elder Brent. When I said in the beginning, okay, I have been presumptuous, I clarified and told the people I was presumptuous to think that I could go to my brother and help him behind the scenes. That's what I was presumptuous on, y'all. Now, when you go read the scriptures and it speaks about the presumptuous, it's the way Dow tried to present it to you guys. I didn't break any laws or any commandments. I didn't come against Yah like the man in the book and in the law did when he went out picking up sticks on the Shabbat, knowing that he couldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't presumptuous in that because Dow ain't Yah. So there is no commandment, statute, precept that says thou shalt not offend your pastor. Again, we just gave you examples of people that came at Moses, right, with accusations. He wants to tout and use this, don't bring no railing accusations against the elder unless you got two or three more witnesses. Well, Big Screen B did a great video showing you we got a ton of witnesses. You're not going to accept them or receive them, though. And we have a ton of witnesses that have testified, stating as such. But I didn't do anything against the scriptures. I didn't do anything against the law. I didn't break any laws. Unless there's a law of keeping it real with a man and talking like a man to a man. Because again, y'all know I don't use the F-bomb, the B, I don't do all that. So it's not like I curse Dial out. You understand what I'm saying? But I did tell him like a man, you're a liar. And how the hell we gonna have a real meeting and you constantly up here lying and you're getting other people to lie for you? That's the kind of tone that meeting had, y'all. He will tell you I talk to him like a dog. I would like for you to listen to it and see if that's how you talk to your dog. But that's where the presumptuousness came in. I said, yeah, I have been presumptuous. I was presumptuous to believe that I could actually come to you and help you with this issue that you had. The presumptuousness comes from me believing he would receive me because we were so close and I had so much love for him. Like, if I can't reach him, who can, y'all? Now, he wants to backpedal and act like, oh, I was never that close. Whatever. I'm the only real true friend you ever had. Charles Woodrow Dow. And that's why I become your enemy, because I loved you enough to tell you the truth. And I'm happy today that you put it out there publicly that you're going to use the law for the lawless. So the saints will be able to see that it was you that took this to the carnal courts. And it was you that put them in this situation where a lot of them is going to be brought in. Because them conversations that you were having with them, that's going to be evidence. All the things you said about me privately is finna come out publicly now. All the works you've done behind the scene, all the discovery, all the monies, everything is finna come out. And y'all are going to get to see it on a grand level. And you're going to get to see who has been fleecing these saints with their money and who has been righteous. You're going to get the chance to see it. But that's what we're dealing with the presumptuous, Brother Barack. I did say I was presumptuous, but I was presumptuous to believe that Dow would receive me if I came to him to help him with this wicked spirit that's still all over Dow. He still got that spirit. I've been told, and you probably have heard this, Brother Barack, by two different men that lived on the land with Charles Woodrow Dow. Two different men. They have said that they have never seen hatred towards another man the way Dow hates me. I will ask you, besides going to him, telling him what spirit he had, what have I ever done to Dow? What have I ever done to this man? You lied on me. You slandered my name. No, I told the truth. And guess what? The people are going to get a chance to see the truth here real soon. Hallelujah.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah. So hopefully that helps clarify a bit about the position of presumptuousness. And my thing is that we're going to get into the video clip, the audio clip of Selena saying what she was saying in regards to what she witnessed or what she said she didn't witness, but she was there. So let's go on ahead and listen in on that real quick. And we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that further.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not a witness, but I was there.
Ooh. So as you can hear, she says she's not a witness, but she was there. Let me back it up a little bit, y'all.
All this buffering, huh?
Yeah, this one right here is doing that for some reason. So y'all give me a sec here. It's gonna load in whenever it feels like it's ready. Here, let me refresh this. We are on timestamp 8:29. I really wanted to say either way that, you know, when it came
If you
to
give me
a
20
lot of
seconds,
this, right?
I will guarantee that you sign.
We all know for a fact that the truth has always been told. It's always been shot straight. The moment that this whole situation went down, you know what I mean? But the problem is that once you got to the other side of the fence, it was like elusive. It was like trying to catch the Pink Panther. You understand what I'm saying? And when you say that, you know, he, you know, was rebuked, he was reproved and corrected on some of the things he was doing in regards to having people lying for him, right? And him himself not being very forthcoming or honest, he decided he wanted to take off and run. He wanted to go cry in the car. My thing is this, right? Is that a part of the thing that's going to incriminate him? Is him walking out on the meeting, right? Because he was feeling some kind of way, or he felt whatever personally. And that's something that will incriminate him, that will make him look bad, make him seem like that he's not the type of guy to stand on his square. Because me personally, coming up, right, and getting to know who Dow, the personality, right? The personality of Dow, Charles Dow Jr., that's online, so-called Pastor Dow, the character. That character would always say that they would stand in the face of adversity. They wouldn't be backing down. And in fact, it's extremely motivational to know that a man says that he would not back down, that he would stand in that face of adversity and he would challenge whatever opposition and stand on his on 10 toes down, flat-footed, like he liked to say. But in this situation, he decided he wanted to walk away and run when he was faced with some truth coming from people who honestly just loved him, was trying to love on him, was trying to clarify things. And I thought that was a huge letdown. Now he says that that it's an offense. Nah, I just think it's an extreme letdown to know that a man that you thought would stand flat-footed on something, right, or 10 toes down, actually decided to evade the questioning, decided to not answer anything, decided to continue to ignore the truth as to what we're bringing to the platforms all across the board, right? As to what some of the things he should answer to, very vaguely, even with the situation of adultery. Okay, even with the situation of adultery, it's very vaguely answered, and it's not really detailed, right? He didn't go into any real details as to how that thing came about. He just goes off and says, oh, well, I'm not an adulteress. I don't commit adultery. And if I did, why would it be any of your concern? It's not your life. He doesn't really go into details as to why he felt it necessary not to send Nellie and the family back to her husband when the time was up, right? For them to, and they overstayed their welcome. Why didn't he just send them back? Why did he feel as though he needed to pry Nelly away from Eric and get Nelly to marry him? Why did he feel like that was his responsibility to do? And I don't know why this video still look. I didn't took a whole 10 minutes.
Hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. We can, because people can go look at it. You already chopped it up. We can just talk about it. You know what I mean? And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You cannot make rational understanding of why people sin. You can't. And the reason why Dial has been elusive like the Pink Panther is because he knows that the truth is not going to make him free. The truth is going to destroy him because he stood on these lies for so long. Now, what he doesn't understand, he don't understand something as simple as called discovery. He doesn't. When you take this thing to the courts, all discovery is on the table now. So everything that you're looking to get from the other side, you got to be willing to give up as well. And they're going to require it. I promise you, we're going to require all of it. I'm going to show y'all everything. You see what I'm saying? So Dow has been in this spiral because he's been trying to use his name, his reputation, his so-called power and influence to make the saints choose him over truth. He wants them to believe they're choosing him over me. See, another reason the audio tapes won't come out. I talked about this with the brothers. I told them, I don't have a side for you to choose. I'm on the side of righteousness. I'm choosing righteousness and I'm voting with my feet. You see what I'm saying? Dow wants you to choose a side. I told them he's going to force you to pick a side, one way or the other. And this is why one of my brothers prepared. He's doing this illusion, being the Pink Panther, making sure y'all don't get to see the real truth because he's trying to hide the sin that he's been living in. He's trying to hide the deep bitterness and hatred in his heart towards me when he had no reason to do that, no reason to hate me. I took his model, right? And we worked it to perfection through love. Listen to me close, y'all. Not bragging, not boasting. What I'm saying is this. We worked the model of community to perfection through love. And this is where the jealousy comes in at. See, people forget when I showed up at Straightway in 2011, they had 50 people in the whole entire ministry, y'all. 50. They had about 30 to 35 people living on the land. They had about 10 to 15 people fellowshipping in South Carolina on an assembly. They had 0 communities. When I established Straightway, Georgia, it was the first established community. And look what has gone on since then. Y'all have seen the footprint that the Most High has had me put to grow this. And check this out. Look at it now. It's being said that we're doing great. People are inquiring. They're trying to come. The communities are doing good. We got big plans. Why is everything so abstract? Be specific and tell everybody. Because the fact of the matter is you're not doing good. You've lost a lot of people. And you even said it in the video. He said the swamp has been drained. But when you drain a swamp, you lose it all, don't you? The swamp is, I'm gonna agree with you. Right. The swamp is being drained because it's a swamp over there and it is being drained. But see, y'all done used his hooks and he's pulled out the ones that are really on his side. And they don't have to die from too much oxygen and not being in water. They ain't gonna have to die from that. You understanding what I'm saying? Right. Dow has been trying to hide the truth from the people and use his power and prestige and his reputation and his longevity and make you vote for that instead of voting for the truth. Dow could have ended this a long time ago if he had any integrity and if he had any love for you saints. See, we gave you the example of Moses, right? Moses, when he was accused of something, he fell on his face and begged the Father for mercy for them. But guess what Moses didn't do? He didn't avoid the biblical process, meaning let's all come together and let's go before Yah then, since you've made these accusations. And let's see what Yah gonna do. How many times, how many videos did I admonish Dow? Let's me and you get in a room and let's the saints get there and let the saints ask us both any question they want. See, Dow has told y'all he is above you. You cannot judge him. Where do we see that in the Bible from the real true men of Yah? That the people can't judge. Again, I'll keep giving you Moses. Why? Because Dow is the main one in his videos telling you what? Moses ain't here, but I'm here. So he's acting like he's in the spirit of Moses. Well, why is he not falling down on his face and bringing the people and himself and his accusers before the Most High Yah? Why is he not doing that? He's not doing it because he knows exactly what that book says is going to happen. And there is nothing new under the sun. And if it happened before, guess what? It'll happen again. It'll happen again. So if you want to be bold and bad enough to come before Yah and say, judge my accusers, when you know what you're being accused of is true, we will find out instantly whose side Yah is on. And that's what Dow has avoided this whole entire time. He's tried to puff out his chest. I'm a little man. Think about it. He can't even talk without trying to insult me. He can't talk without trying to degrade me. You had nothing, you've been nothing. And guess what? That's a compliment to me, though. Because that sounds like what Jesus had. What did Jesus have? He didn't even have a home to lay his head down in. He didn't have a pillow to lay on. He laid on a rock.
Yeah.
So telling me I got nothing, that's a compliment. You ain't embarrassing me, sir. Now, since I got nothing, you got everything, how did you obtain it? Because you put a comment out there in your videos that you have given away more than you've taken in. Guess what? I'm so glad that that's public record and it's already been recorded, because now we're going to find out, because bank records will tell that. It'll tell us exactly what you brought in and exactly what you put out. We're going to see if you were able to bring in funds on your own, give them out to the people, and then you give out more than what they give you back. We're going to find out who's telling the truth in a statement like that. You understand what I'm saying, brother Barack? This stuff,
that's right,
is finna come to the head. And I'm glad that he put it out there publicly. He's scrambling around like a scorned girlfriend today. He knew what was coming when he saw that title. Now, y'all go back and look. When have I made a video about Dow? When the last time I made one about Dow, y'all?
It's been a minute.
I'm definitely done with Dow. And honestly, the main reason I did this today is because of the lying words that Selena said. And I want to show you guys, I want to show you how gaslighting is to its max degree when it comes to Charles Woodrow Dow. I want to show you what a lying witness looks like. And whenever Brother Barack gets to that point, I'm going to do a timeline, and you need to listen close to the timeline. I'm going to clearly show you through the timeline that she's lying. What she's doing, she's repeating what her husband has told her. Now, mind you, when it's coming out of his mouth, it's true, because it's already been weak. It's already been in his heart for a long time. So the stuff he's saying, he believes it. But it was there well before there was any type of beef between me and Dow that was made manifest. And I'm going to show you guys. It's easy. It's an easy timeline to show you. Very easy. And I want her to come back and make a video stating the facts. Don't be abstract. When you say that my countenance fall, tell me what I said. She said something about started to make up all this stuff. Tell me when that happened and when you heard it, Selena. See, I'm not going to dishonor and disrespect you, because, see, I've been the only man that's actually ever loved you. I've been the only man that's actually ever loved you in your life, not taken advantage of you, not used you. I literally took you in like that. Remember when it talks about when Nathan went to David, King David, and he spoke about the rich man and the poor man? Remember, the poor man had one little ewe lamb, and he nurtured that thing, and he held that thing in his bosom, and he brought that thing to maturity. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of it, what did it say? It said he loved it like a daughter. That's what I did with Selena after Dow kicked her off the land at Straightway. That's what I did. So I would love to know, what did I ever do to Selena? What did I ever do to Selena besides love her and treat her like a daughter and give her everything she needed, from myself to my family to all the saints in the Southern Assembly. Nothing but pour into that young daughter. But you see how easily the mind can be manipulated when you're full of lust. And I'll get to that part there too. Hopefully I didn't go off on a tangent and didn't answer the question, Brother Barack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you answered it. You answered it. And you know, and more. And in fact, with that, you know, that night, and it just always has been a thing that haunted me in the back of my mind. You know what I'm saying? As to how or why, you know, she would be getting removed abruptly, right? That quickly and that late at night, especially, right?
Yeah.
And what was the true reason why? I mean, did they ever clarify that with you, Pastor?
Yeah. The true reason that she got put out of Straightway was because when Selena got there, first off, he moved her there and he asked my opinion at the Atlanta Dry Bones Conference because he announced it there publicly. See, these are all public stuff, so I can talk about it. He announced it there.
Right.
And then he asked me, what do you think about this? And I said, it's a bad idea. I said, because she's not a virgin. So I don't think it's a good thing to take her up there. Because she was staying in Georgia at that time. He said, well, I'm going to go out and do it. I'm going to do it. Okay, cool. So then what ended up happening, Selena ended up when she got there.
So she's not a virgin. So from a reliable source, I've heard that Dow has been saying that she was a virgin.
She's
and
not
you're saying now that she wasn't a virgin.
Dow, I don't know. I didn't hear Dow say she was a virgin because she is not a virgin. She was not a virgin. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what I have been watching this stuff. So maybe he said in something else. She was not a virgin. And see, at that time, it was more like, hey, the virgins, we need them to go up there and be with Mother Carol because she's the great example of a woman that's only been with one man. She married down in her teens as a virgin. You see what I'm saying? She's been through that process. Right. So send the virgin daughters up there. But the daughters that aren't virgins, they were coming through Georgia. And myself and, of course, Mother Jennifer and people that were there, we were dealing with them. I knew that Straightway was not going to be a good idea for Selena. And I told him when he asked me right there, I said, that's not a good idea. And I told him my reasons why. He said, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I said, no problem. You got the right to do that. That's up to you. And he did. And she only stayed there a few months. And what she did when she got there, she professed her love for Pastor Dow through an email. And now the particulars of how his other wives found out, that I don't know.
And so this is the first time she went. She professed her love.
When he kicked her out, yeah. She professed her love to Dow through an email telling him how much she loved him, right? So apparently then what Dow started doing is going up and down the hill because she lived up the hill and he lived down the hill to see her privately. His wives, and I'm excluding Mother Carol so y'all can know what's going on with the rest, found out about it and it started causing a major rift going on in their family. Major. Right? So then it gets to a point where Dow is literally telling her, keep your mouth shut. Don't talk to nobody about this. Let me handle it. Again, she's young. She's impressionable. Who's there?
How old was she?
20 maybe at the time. Maybe 21. I think she's 25, 26 now. So it's 4 years ago. So like 2021. Yeah, she's like 2021 at the time. So she's young and impressionable. This is major for her. And Dow is dealing with his two wives, Summer and Nellie, that are going crazy about this situation, right?
Right.
And she goes and confides in another sister, which I'm not going to bring her name up. I'll let the court documents bring her name up. But she goes, confides in another sister. Dow finds out about it, and he gets overly pissed about it because what he didn't want is other people knowing about it. So when she went to confide in another sister there, Dow found out about it, lost it, and that's when he kicked her off the land. And he called me in the middle of the night and said, get this thing out of here right now. Get her off my land. I didn't ask Dow any questions. I jumped in my Suburban. I drove all the way 4.5 hours up the straightway. She was up the hill. I pulled up. Y'all know what the gym is? Remember what a gym is? Remember the gym used to have a room behind it, in the back of it? She was staying there. and she had pretty much her stuff
Right.
packed out on the deck. I said, "Get in the car. Don't say nothing. Get in the car, daughter." I put her in the car, strapped her in. I started loading up all of her stuff. Of course, she's distraught. She's crying. I drove all the way back home. Didn't have no conversation with her. But that's how she got put off the land. And at that time, Dow had no care for Selena. He did not care what happened to Selena. He didn't care. If she stayed in the ministry, whatever, he didn't care.
Right. And
But guess
so
what?
in
I
that,
never questioned him about it. Ever.
right.
Took the daughter in, and we did for her what was necessary
Oh,
to
okay.
help her mature and grow from the situation. That's what happened. That's
Did
why
she ever express anything? Were they ever like intimate during that time?
she
That you
said
know
that they
of?
were. She said that they were not, and I actually
Okay.
believed her.
Okay.
Now,
That's
well,
interesting.
let's put it this way. Yeah, let's keep it like that. Let's keep it. I'll let the rest come out in court. I'll let the rest of that come out later. But no, she said that they weren't, and I believed her at the time.
Okay. So she said they weren't. Now, him going up the hill and visiting with her privately, that stirred up some things with Nelly and also with Summer. But, you know, of course, Nelly had some experience with that. Like she used to go up the hill with Pastor and with Sister Heather, and they would meet and have private meetings. So I would find that to be kind of triggering. And I don't want to speculate, right? I don't want to leave it up to speculations. But if they are concerned, his wives, if they're concerned about him going up this hill and possibly they found out that he may be meeting with her privately, I would think, like any other woman, that they would jump to certain conclusions as to what's really going on when he goes up there,
Well,
like what's really taking place, what's really happening.
they would jump to
Yeah.
those conclusions because of the things that they have experienced privately with him. That's why they would
Yeah.
jump to those conclusions. They know exactly what they have been through with him. They know.
Exactly.
They know.
Yeah.
So
And it's
this
a form
daughter,
of grooming.
yeah,
Yeah.
this daughter knows I've done nothing to her but love her and treat her like a daughter. I've been nothing but a father to her. But this man poisoned her heart, poisoned her mind as soon as he got her, y'all. Took about a month. Took up literally about a month. And
Right.
we're having conversations about bottles of water and workout equipment, just trying to find anything. Because there was a treadmill that Dow gave us, right? Now, mind you, we on
Yeah.
the carnivore. My family needs a treadmill more than anybody there, right? Only spot we had was that dining room area we had in the house that I was living in. We had nowhere else we could put a treadmill, right? So we're using the treadmill, right? We're using it until it gets to a point where we have to move it out because we need that area. Matter of fact, it was for Dow's and them dinner, his anniversary, his marriage dinner that we had in there. But he's trying to accuse me. Well, he just hoarded it. It was for the
Right.
saints, and he hoarded it. I sent water. He sent water. This water. Matter of fact, I can show it. I got a bottle right now. See this water? He sent two
Yes,
cases.
sir.
He sent 2 cases mailed to us in Georgia. He told me, and I got the text. Give her a case. Give my baby a case, and you keep a case. It's a case of water. What's in there? 12, 20, 16. These are tall bottles of water. You ain't getting
Right.
50.
Yeah.
Then when he
Yeah.
gets her, he's asking her questions like, well, did he share that bottle? Did he share that water with the saints? You see the poking and the pride and just trying to find something. Just trying to find
Trying to
something to
find
be
something.
mad at. So I want to hear what Selena has to say when it comes to my change of countenance. Because
Let's go ahead.
you want to get there
Yeah.
to that?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Let's go ahead. This video's been acting crazy for me. But the rest of them seem to be playing just fine. But as you can see, it's having a hard time loading in.
I don't think
There
Is
we
any
go.
of it true what they accuse me of?
No, none of it is true, and I can say I'm not a witness, but I was there to for.
I'm Collie, and I'm a smart city agent.
Okay.
You're probably hearing from me.
Well, she says that I'm a witness, but I wasn't there. And we're
No,
gonna
she
get into
said
that a little bit deeper.
she said
too.
she said I'm not a
I'm
witness,
not a witness.
but I was
Right.
there.
I'm not a witness, but I was there, and we
But
gonna get into that a bit.
he did a little video to try to clarify what she was saying. That damage control is too late though.
Oh yeah, we gonna definitely expose that video as well.
I think
If
this
this
video
one,
gonna trip Brother Ryan. I don't think we
yeah,
want to
if it
fight
would
with
just
this.
come on with it. Man, all
We gotta
right.
get you on
Well,
that YouTube plan where you ain't gotta have commercials too, brother. You ain't gotta deal with these
I
commercials.
know. I've been honestly. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and just bite the bullet on it. But I'm not trying to give give YouTube nothing.
I
But you know
understand.
what? I'm gonna have to bite the bullet on it because them commercials, man, they just be coming through on the
I don't think
most.
we even need to show this again, Brother Ryan, because we were there. I don't want to
Okay.
fight with this thing.
that they fear
Oh, there we go.
as well.
All right.
So she'll speak the truth. But is any of it true what they accuse me of?
No, none of it is true, and I can say I'm not a witness, but I was there to for say one of your accusers.
Mhm.
I watched him in action actually come up with this stuff, and I watched his spirit change and everything unraveled behind the scenes. And when I got married to you, I didn't believe the lies anyway, but it made it that much more ridiculous of how much this person was so envious and jealous over you.
And there you have it. And again, people.
All right. And so my thing is this, right? She's in her 20s, she's in her early 20s, she's kind of drunk on love. You know, she's kind of drowned it out by what she honestly, and women at this age, right? At this tender age, who's drunk on love, who's in this type of euphoria, okay? They tend to not have the best judgment in character. And I would honestly say that that's the reason why they're considered to be the weaker vessel. And that's why they need that guidance. That's why they need that love that you were generously giving her. I've seen the video that came from when they were doing the appreciation day for Dow, and how she was there standing with your family, taking family photos with you all. Like you guys really had her a part of the family. You know what I'm saying? And as a father figure in her life, you would be that authority that would say, you know what, there's something going on character with the character of this man at this moment. You can be able to warn a young lady like that. She's saying right now that she watched things unfold. She saw in your character, she saw flaws. She said that you were operating out of a spirit of jealousy. Now I really want to know if you were ever jealous of Dow. Is this jealous envy or jealous motivated? And my thing is that, you know, if she's saying she witnessed it, why would she say something like that?
All right. She's going to say that because that's exactly what Dow told her. You understand what I'm saying? He's speaking these things to her and he's conjuring up these things. Here's the timeline, you guys. Well, I can show you without nothing. You can see that she's lying. All right. Y'all remember 2023. We're talking about 2023. Tabernacles that year was in October. That's the if you're not remembering, that's the same Tabernacles I became a pastor, y'all. So you can go back and look and see when Tabernacles ended, we were in the middle of October, right? Would anybody say that there was beef between me and Dow after he just got done ordaining me? Was there beef? No. Guess what happened? Soon as we got out of Tabernacles, Dow started the courting process, which I'm calling it that for familiarity's sake, but pretty much he started the process of coming to get his wife in Selena. It was already a done deal before Tabernacles, not like he hadn't laid with her, but I'm saying it was agreed they were going to come together. So Selena ended up staying with us another 3 weeks. What did we do with Selena in those 3 weeks? Well, we had to go help her legally get her name changed. We had to purchase a whole bunch of stuff for her because Dow said, I like my women a certain way when I'm traveling with them and I'm going to take her on a honeymoon, all this stuff. So he was buying her tens of thousands of dollars of stuff, $500 shades, all this kind, just crazy, y'all. Right? So Mother Jennifer made this. Mother Jennifer made the statement to Selena that when Tia left, our daughter Tia, right? When she left, it was so quick and abrupt, we didn't really get to spend no time with her before she left. So she said, with you, Selena, I want to make sure that I get to spend some quality one-on-one time with you. So that last 3 weeks, she really spent it entirely with Mother Jennifer, taking care of every request that Dow had. And believe you me, y'all, he had a lot of requests. A lot of requests. Now, mind you, none of the sisters ever hang out with the brothers. Now, she living in my house, right? I just got ordained a pastor in the middle of October. Selena was gone with Dow, y'all, by the second week of November. When he came, he brought gifts to the family. He gave all of us gifts, right? For marrying her. We sat down. We had a nice big old dinner. He took his wife and left, is what happened. No beef, y'all. Now, mind you, could you imagine what would have happened if what she's saying is true? I just got ordained a pastor, but my countenance changed and I'm making up stories about Dow. How uncomfortable would her last days there would have been? Why am I, if I'm really uncomfortable with Dow and I'm a father? Mind you, I got 6 daughters, y'all, not including Selena. I got 6 daughters. Why would I give her to a man that I'm not comfortable with? Does that make any sense to you at all? Why would I do that? There was zero beef between me and Dow when Selena left my home. The beef started because as soon as Dow got Selena, he got what he wanted, he started talking about me in them videos. And I could read between the lines. I understood what that spirit was doing. You understanding what I'm saying? Now, let's get to another timeline. We middle of October, right? Clearly, there's no beef. She leaves 3 weeks later. No beef. 2 weeks after that, we all come together in Alabama to build the building there in Alabama. And that's when we start to see some of the beef come out. Because Dow claims, and y'all can go back, again, I got this all video, y'all. It's all Dow put, he has zero control. Everything he does, he's going to say to somebody privately, or he's going to put on the video. And he put this on video, how he rebuked everybody there, right? All the community leaders there. And I don't want to go into the deep detail of what happened in Alabama, all right? The key is though, at that point, there's still no real beef. But Dow did rebuke me and say that Pastor Rufus is running a retirement home over there in Georgia. Just out of the blue. Just out of the blue, right? Now, mind you, this is the week of what you would call Thanksgiving. So that's what, in the 20s in November? 22nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. That's, y'all can go see it on video. We were in Alabama. We're working together. There's no beef between me and Dow. He already has Selena. Matter of fact, she came there with him as his wife during that time. Now, mind you, this is the end of November. I start to see and notice those things, right? In the videos, in the Patreon, all this stuff. I'm seeing it. I don't say a word to anyone. The only person I talked to about that was Mother Jennifer, y'all. So then by December 8th, so we're talking 2 weeks after that, I seen enough through the videos and stuff. I called Dow. I called him on the phone. And that's when we had the conversation when I told him I can see something going on. Let's deal with it. Now, mind you, Dow was so happy after that conversation, he actually spoke about our conversation to other saints. He actually did, about how good it was. He bragged that, man, thank you, Pastor Rufus. Thank you for calling me. This is how stuff's supposed to be handled. Man, this is really good. I'm really encouraged. Then on December 9th, he gets up in the pulpit. Ashley's reading letters. They start talking about the spirit of the ruler rising up. And I could tell when he was talking directly to me. And I said, wow. So what happened last night? He didn't trip during the conversation. He didn't trip during blog talk. But now, Saturday morning, we in service, and I can tell that spirit has changed. So then I knew what was, and he started, y'all can all go back and start looking at the videos in November, especially the middle of November, on Patreon, on YouTube. Listen to them closely. Then if you go all the way down to December, you'll see. And then after I had that conversation with him, he started really putting stuff out in December.
So the atmosphere changed the moment he got Selena, got the thing that he was looking to grab, right? He got her. The moment he went back home with her, that's when everything started to shift with you guys' relationship.
That's when
Now,
I
yeah,
noticed him speaking about me specifically in these videos.
right.
But again, he's slick like a snake. He's never gonna call your name. He's never gonna call your
Right.
name.
Yeah,
So
because I
when
remember him making a few sermons about
yeah.
this.
Oh, he did
And
some video sermons, yeah. But here's the
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
Brother Barack. Here's the thing. He
right.
did it, and when I went to him and then I saw that he rejected me, what I did was follow the book. I had Elder Brent, he's in here, he can testify, and I had Elder Mitchell come to me and say, you need to go back to Dow. They both told me that. They beseeched me to go back to Dow. And I told both of those men, I said, look, the book don't tell me to go back to him again. The book says if he rejects me the first time, I have to take witnesses. I told them then. This is December, y'all. This is in the middle of December because I called
And
him.
this is the so-called, what you're describing right now is what Dow is saying is the so-called coup in question, right?
Yeah, because he's saying I went behind the scene and I spit in Elder Brent and Elder Mitchell's ear. Now, Elder Brent, I really didn't have to say much to him because he's down there fellowshipping with me. He's seeing all the things that Dow is doing to try to make it difficult for us down there in Georgia. He getting to see it. So it didn't take much with him. Now, Elder Mitchell said, look, I got to go look at these videos. And what Elder Mitchell did is he went and he looked at these videos, y'all. And after spending a few weeks looking at these videos, Elder Mitchell called me. He called Elder Brent, but he also went to Dow, and that's what he told me was his mistake. But he said after looking at these videos, without question, 100%, he said, I believe Pastor Dow has an issue with Pastor Rufus. After him going and doing his due diligence and looking at these videos, he said, without question. Now, where he made the mistake was that he did that. Then he went to Dow and told him. Let me tell you how that conversation went real quick. He goes to Dow and tell him, I watched the videos, Dow. Without question, you got something going on with Pastor Rufus. There ain't nothing you can tell me that's going to convince me, right? You would think that would open up dialogue between him and Dow, right? Dow's question to him after he said that was, how many people have you told this? That was his first and only question. And he told him, well, I've told Pastor Rufus and I've told Elder Brent. And he was like, all right, and walked away. That's how that conversation went. So what I want y'all to see with the Selena thing, though, I don't want to get off track. I married this young daughter off to Pastor Dow. How can a man have jealousy, envy, bitterness, all this stuff, change countenance, coming up with lies? She said I came up with lies during this time, and she was in my house and heard them. Tell us what they were, Selena, please. Why would any man like that give his daughter to this man? Why? I didn't have any beef with Dow from the middle of October when I got ordained a pastor to the second week of November when Selena left my home. I had zero beef with Dow at that time.
And to compound on top of that, why would a man want to really start some sort of friction with you when he knows he's supposed to marry the woman who you're raising, the one that you're pouring into, Selena, your daughter that's living in your home? Why would he want to spark conflict when he knows he wants her, right? For his house.
There was none at all. So this is why I want to say to Selena, put it out there then. Tell us with your own eyes, because you are a witness. See, he also made the statement that somebody taught Selena that women can't be witnesses. Well, y'all know that can't be me. Because if there's an advocate for women in Israel, it is me. There's nobody on the side of the daughters of Zion greater than Pastor Rufus. And I'm trying to get the women now to speak up because I understand the law. I understand what the book is saying. When you keep quiet, it means you consent. And this is why the Proverbs tell you that when your leaders hearken to lies, all the servants are wicked.
They're wicked.
So I'm telling the wives, you need to speak up if your man is doing wickedness. My wives know they got no obligation to stay with me if they just know for a fact I'm out here doing wickedness and then taking it. You ain't got no obligation to be with me. Save yourself from this untoward generation. But it is clear in that time frame, there was no beef between me and Charles Dow.
Mm-hmm.
But right after that, soon as he got her, and again, a couple weeks in between, before we get to Alabama, I already knew there was some stuff going on. Like, man, this dude tripping a little bit now, right? He's tripping a little bit. Mother Jennifer pegged it from the beginning. She already knew. She really already knew. She saw it in him.
Right.
Her mouth quiet though, because again, I'm not seeing it. I'm good. We finna marry our daughter. We happy. We excited for him. And people would say,
Right.
well, man, if this dude been so wicked and he's done all these things and da-da-da-da-da. Well, a lot of this I didn't know before, y'all. And I actually told Dow when I went to Selena, and I could tell, because there was a lot of men that came to me about Selena want to marry her. But I never saw it in her eyes. She never, even though Dow treated her like a dirty minstrel rag when he kicked her out, she still loved that dude. Now, I'm pretty sure it's more lust than love, but she still wanted to be with Dow, y'all. Who am I to supersede somebody's personal will? The Most High don't do that. I could have easily, this how the influence I could have had. Selena herself told me that she will marry whoever I tell her to marry. She trusted me that much. And I said, it's your decision though, daughter. She said, but your influence means the most. So if I ain't getting your blessing, I ain't doing it. And how am I going to set a brother up to come in? You're a good brother. She's a good daughter, but I know she still loves this dude. Who would do that to their daughter? You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I set Selena down one night. I saw that and I set her down and I said, you still love Dow, don't you? And she bust out crying. I've been trying to get deliverance. I said, hey, this ain't that type of party. I'm just letting you know I see it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't get to control who you love, daughter. I said, but give me some time. And when I told her that, guess why I said it? Because Dow House was in disarray at the time. And I knew adding her to that home wasn't going to be good then. So I waited to see if he could get his house in order. And once he did get his house to a certain level, I'm like, okay, that is kind of cool. Now they got it great. Then I went to him and told him, this young daughter still loves you. What? After all that, she does? Mm-hmm. Now, does that sound like a man that has envy and jealousy and hatred in his heart towards another man? You put this girl out and treated her like a dog. But I still bring her back to you because she loves you. She wants you. And I wait till you get your stuff together so you can still have her. Were there good brethren that desired her? Yes. But why would I influence her to be with them when I know she loves Dow, y'all? Why would I do that? That's why she's with Dow today. I had to explain this to Selena's mom. Because her mother called and she was like, what the hell? How would you blah, blah, blah? When I explained that, she said, you know what? Thank you, Pastor. She got it. I'm not finna supersede anybody's will because the Most High don't supersede your will. She still loved Dow. But again, look to the facts. She's accusing me of, during that time, coming up with lies about Dow, being envious and jealous of Dow. Why would I give my daughter to that man if I got these feelings inside of me about this man? Why would I do that?
Right.
And we're talking middle of February. I got ordained a pastor. We left the feast, y'all, straightway. 3 weeks later, she's in Dow's house. 2 weeks after that, we're building around Thanksgiving time. I just used the natural holiday because, the brothers be off. So we schedule stuff like that to build during those times. We're in that. Y'all can go see the videos, all this. We're in Alabama building. She's there. Nothing has come out at this time. But it was coming out. You know what I mean? As soon as he left, he started doing what he was doing. As soon as he got her. So by December 8th, you're talking 2 more weeks after we was in Alabama, I called down. I said, brother, I can tell there's something going on with us. Let's deal with it. Let's deal with it. And he thanked me. Ask Dow why he thanked me then. If I was so off and I was so wrong, Why did he thank me after that conversation? And why did he go tell other people about that conversation and how good it was and how holy it was and how righteous it was? Why would he do that? See that timeline there from October, middle of October, second week of November when she's gone. Then we go 2 more weeks to the building, and she was there for the building. Y'all will see her. She was there for the building in Alabama as Dow's wife with him. Then 2 weeks after that is when I finally called down and said, something's going on, bro. What's up? I didn't let no grass grow under it. As soon as I really realized it, I said, I gotta go to my brother.
Quick.
Yeah, I gotta go to my brother. Now, the second step.
My thing is this, Pastor. My thing is this, is that based on the timeline you're given, you being ordained as a pastor, him coming to get Selena from your home, and him understanding the influence that you have over her and the way that he treated her right upon kicking him off the land or kicking her off the land. Do you believe that him ordaining you as a pastor and serenading you with sweet words, right? Because we know that he unrebukable, lover, my friend, my pastor, my friend, all of these serenading compliments and promoting you to pastor. Do you believe that was love bombing to be able to get the green light so he can go get that nookie? That's the question.
I don't believe that, for the simple fact that was already taken care of before coming. We already had that agreed before the feast started. And and secondly, I heard about you saying you want to rebuke. I can't wait to rebuke him then, since he unrebukable. I heard you, brother Barack. I heard what you said.
Yeah.
He unrebukable. I can't wait to rebuke him. I heard you, brother.
Hey,
I got it, bro. That was a good joke. I loved it. But no, I don't think he love bombed me, because people forget they told the story correctly. Remember, it wasn't Dow that brought him to the table. It was Elder Becker that came to Dow and said, what do you think about Elder Rufus becoming pastor? Well, that's sick confirmation. You see what I'm saying? Many people, again, y'all were there. A lot of y'all were there. The number one compliment I got when I got ordained as a pastor in that ministry, guess what the people were saying to me? You already been functioning like a pastor. This ain't going to change much for you. You've already been doing this. That was people. I mean, hundreds of saints told me that, y'all. You've been doing the work of a pastor already, because they saw me going from community to community, from brother to brother, showing up when people in the hospital, showing up when people go to jail, showing up when people got a need. They saw me doing that, not Dow. They saw me doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why the people are like, yes, this is it. And guess what? For those that don't know, you may want to put it up there, Brother Barack, show them. You should show the people when it happened. Look at the elation and jubilee in that tabernacle. I don't think I've ever seen a more happier time at Straightway than when I became ordained a pastor. I'm talking about, I'm looking out, people falling out, crying, and just joy. Such joy. It was the happiest. From 2011 to 2024, it was the happiest day I ever seen at Straightway Truth Ministries. And again, I'm going back to the timeline because I don't want us to get thrown off. There was no beef with me and Dow. If there was, why would I give my daughter to this man? Why would I do it? So what did she see? And then I don't even want to get into the portions of, she spent 0 time with me like that, y'all. There were, like, we do our family stuff. Selena was never in there with us. She was always in a room or somewhere else with her sister or the saints or whatever. She was always somewhere else. There's never been times where she just hanging out with me and my family, ever. So what did you see? I want her to get up here and tell the world so that we have it on record, so that it can be put as evidence, because we're going to need it. We're going to need it as evidence. This video going to be evidence. It is. Absolutely. And we're going to see if the things I'm saying is true or not.
Right. One thing that I really want to point out for all the saints that's watching right now, I asked a question, right? Regardless on the satire, okay? I asked a question, and Pastor Rufus, this is impromptu, okay? This is pro bono. This is pro bono. He didn't know I was going to ask that question. Now, my thing is this, right? He had an opportunity to disparage him. He had an opportunity to say, yeah, he was love bombing me. He was doing this. He was doing that. That's what he was doing. He just wanted the nook. he had an opportunity to really do that just now. And I want you to understand the character of him choosing to tell the truth. They've already had the conversations. That wasn't a part that played in it. And no, he wasn't doing it just to serenade me so he can get
I don't believe it.
Selena.
I don't
Yeah.
believe it because a lot of people have told me that I'm missing it on that. They believe that he was doing all of that to make sure that he solidified her. But honestly, she was already solidified. Now, maybe he thought this spirit that's in him, because believe y'all me, it was already there. The spirit that Dow had towards me, it was already there. And people say that maybe he did this to solidify, like hoping that you didn't see it. That could be true. I don't know. But I didn't feel or sense or get anything from him that he was just doing this to get Selena. He already had Selena. They had each other. You understand what I'm saying? Once he committed and she committed,
Right.
it was over. All they had to do then is just go confirm the thing. You see what I'm saying? So when I went there, she was his wife. You understand what I'm saying? In my mind, she was already there. She was already there because they made the commitment. But I'm not going to cap for that. I mean, again, if I'm envious and I'm bitter, I'm trying to paint him in a bad light. I'm not trying to paint Dial in a bad light. I'm trying to show you what the real truth is, and I'm trying to show you where the envy and the jealousy is coming from. Because some will look and say, well, this man has all of everything and you have nothing. Why would he be jealous of you? It's called love. It's called functioning and operating in real love. And see, love brings a spotlight. It brings a shining light on wickedness. It does. And people were saying the lack. I mean, again, people were talking about it. Oh, he's second in command. He's this. Now, I never had these conversations. And Dow was the one that told me at that feast, oh, these people love you. These people love you. Pastor Rufus, these people love you. Pastor Rufus, these people love you. And then he said the fifth time, man, I'm not speaking death over you. But if you die, it's going to be a weep and a howl in Israel. I took that in tears, in fear of the Most High Yah. Because I'm like, now I'm starting to feel this weight of being a pastor. Now it's a deeper revelation. You see what I'm saying? When I told Mother Jennifer, she was like, okay. I was like, huh? Okay. I just had a spiritual moment here. What are we talking about? I'm crying, snot nose, all this stuff. When I told her, she was like, okay. And I knew, I said, I'm going to get back home. We're going to get back home. We're going to talk about this. Because that ain't the response that I was expecting from Mother Jennifer. And then when we got back, she told me, she said, let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see. I mean, again, I understand. What he said is true. That people do love you. And if you die, it's going to be a weep and a howl. But let's just see. See, she knew that there was something there. But again, she ain't going to get out of line. Because she knew, I still love her. This is my brother. This is my best friend. Think about that being a wife. You see it. And your husband don't. And you got to sit on that. You got to sit on that. All you can do is go pray. Father, open his eyes. Let him reveal it. Man, I got so much honor and so much respect for that sister, man. Come on, man. That's real love right there. But she knows. This is why she said in the one video, and it was good you clipped it the way you did, Brother Barack. I've never questioned his faith. I've never questioned his love for the Father. See, she knew, oh, he gonna get it. He gonna get it. Because he gonna spend the time and the Most High gonna reveal it. One thing he is about truth. And see, the one thing Dow didn't reckon for with me, he didn't expect anyone to ever stand up to him, right? He thought he was too powerful, too influential, too much money. He thought it. But the main thing he didn't factor into it is my backbone. See, my backbone is my faith. I trust Yah above all things, and I fear him and him alone. You ain't finna shake me. And again, I'm a man with nothing. So you take it, what am I? A man with nothing. You think I care? You think it bothers me? You think it embarrasses me? I ain't seen no hearse. I mean, I ain't seen, you know what they say? Not a hearse. I forgot the saying. You know, you can't take it with you. Is what I'm trying to say, y'all. You can't take no riches and stuff with you.
Yeah. You're right.
That ain't going behind no hearse. So I don't care nothing about material things. I don't care nothing about that. I want to serve the Most High. I'm going to serve the Most High in spirit and truth. I'm going to fear Yah, and I'm going to keep his commandments. That's what I'm going to do. That's the whole duty of me. He just didn't think that I would have the backbone to stand, that I would have the faith to trust Yah. Because these lawyers ain't cheap, but my father owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. He ain't worried about nothing. He ain't worried about nothing. I don't care if it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. As long as the truth gets exposed and the saints get free from this tyranny, I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy.
That's good. Now I got a video here, of course. You know, after that whole situation took place, went live about what he said, right? And in regards to, and like I said, I just kept replaying that sentence over in my mind. I'm not a witness, but I was there, you know, and that was a really difficult thing, in which, of course, a few people have addressed it in the chat room. But then this morning, and Dow was really in a tizzy this morning, y'all. Oh my goodness, he was running rampant. His head was swimming all over the place this morning. I don't know what was going on with him, but I want to watch this in regards to how he addressed this correction, right? And I believe we're going to be able to get, you know, everything played exactly how we need it to, right? In the name of Jesus. But you know, we want to see exactly how he was behaving. I want to see this real quick, and I want some commentary as to what you believe based on his body language, based on what he's saying. What are your thoughts? All right, let's go ahead and get into this video, y'all.
Well, all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dow here. Well, I heard something that my wife had previously said in a video where she actually misspoke when she said she wasn't a witness. Now, where she was coming from, and I have to bring clarity, because if I don't, you know, my enemy is ready to pounce on this. But what she was coming from is based on teachings that she had learned that a woman cannot be a witness. And I told her that if anybody is an eyewitness to anything, they see anything that makes them a witness. So it doesn't make that a woman's testimony is invalid. I know sometimes we read, but we don't really truly comprehend based on false teachings. So I had to correct her. So if she's seen something, if she saw something, if she was around something, she understood something, then that means she can testify to that. So that's where she was coming from when she was stating that she's not a witness, because some people teach that a woman cannot ever testify against a man. So I had to correct what she was saying in that, and then she understood then. So I wanted to make sure I get out front, put that out there in front of y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day, King coming.
Now, with that whole thing, right? I got Dow who's saying to brothers, right? And they've come to me and told me this, that not only was Selena a virgin, right? She was a virgin. That's what he told them. But you know, in behind closed doors, okay. He hadn't said it publicly. So he's told them that, and whoever those brothers are, we've corrected that, right? So you know now, if he said that to you, he's lied to you. Now, another thing is that he's saying that she received bad information, false information. How do you feel based on this, right? Based on this video he just threw out here, first thing this morning, what do you take from this?
Looking at it again, I don't think he was trying to throw a shot at us when it came, us as in Straightway, Georgia, when it came to the bad information, because he would have done it in more of a dig form, letting it know that, hey, y'all the ones that taught it. I don't think it was. She done learned this somewhere from somebody. I don't know who. But he also told you, he said, I need to get out in front. I need to get out in front. That is the classic move of narcissists, y'all. They want to control, dictate, and direct every single narrative of everything. This is what they do. So he's saying, hey, look, my enemies, they're going to pounce on this. Of course, because it's a lie. This is why your enemies are going to pounce on it. It's a lie. And I just proved to you with the time frame, it's got to be a lie. Got to be. But you want to get out and control the narrative of it. And what I'm saying to you now, because I want this as record. Selena, come out and tell the people, daughter, you ain't my daughter, you're just a daughter of Zion. Come out and tell the people what you saw in me that changed, and when I started to come up, because this is what you said, I came up with all this stuff. So you saying you're a witness to me coming up with all these things that Dow is saying I'm lying about. Put them out there publicly. Put them out there publicly, please. Don't come with an abstract. Again, I'm still an elder. I'm still an elder. What Dow loves to quote? Don't bring a railing accusation. Just one witness?
Mhm.
Just one witness. Because you don't have another witness from my house saying that. You're the only person from my house that is saying my countenance changed. And all before you left, you got to understand. After you left, oh yeah, it did. Because I start to realize what the hell was going on. But while you were there, no. Me and Dow did not have any beef going on while you were there.
Mm.
So I think his whole thing was, let me jump out front and tell it the way I wanted to be told before they jump on it. That's it. That's what narcissists do. They want to control, dictate, and direct every single
The
narrative.
narrative.
And then
Mm,
they
mm,
want to bully you into believing, well, because I got 30 years of this and I got a perfect track history and I got an 815 credit score, all like this stuff matters spiritually.
Yeah.
This man's a liar. He said he played college ball, but we can't find no video of him. You go find me video of me playing college ball. I like to see it too. I did play, but I also went to a school that had 231 students, a private Christian school back in 1991. I would love for somebody to go find footage of that. I'd love to see it. Now, I got an aunt that
Right.
has kept everything. She's got storage units of pictures, video, all that. I bet if I want to spend a day or two there, I probably can find it. Is it that important to me to prove to a fool that I played college basketball? Anybody that's played against me can tell, oh, he done played on a higher level. Anybody that done played against me can tell. Even at my football size, you can tell I done played on a high level. So it's crazy, brother. Dow wants to control the narratives. So this is why he was on a rampage today, because he saw you posted that we were coming on today at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, right? And he thinking, oh man,
Yes,
they
sir.
finna go in. Because again, we ain't done no videos. I ain't done no videos. I was
That's right.
done with Dow until he got Selena up here and opened her mouth. Selena is my motivation for this because I want her on record. It doesn't matter. She gonna have to give her testimony anyway.
Mhm.
But I want her on record telling the people what changed in my countenance. What lies did I come up with? Because you said when you came up with all this stuff. Tell me the story you're talking about. Tell it to me. And if it's true, guess what I'm gonna say? Man, I forgot that. Yep, I did do that. Now what though? Still don't change the fact that it's a lie. Still don't change the fact that what he did is wicked. But I know there was no beef between me and Dow before he got Selena. None.
Mm, mm. Yes. And so let's get into Selena and what character she holds. She lived with you guys. What type of young lady does she seem like? Like to
Hold on
appear
one
to be
second.
like?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I
Yes,
want to
sir.
address Sister Peaches in the thing. That's not what she was saying, Sister Peaches. Sister Peaches said, I understand what Selena was saying. She is not a witness to any of the stuff people are saying he did. No, she was trying to say she's a witness because she was there in my home. And she said she witnessed me change my countenance, start making
Yeah.
up stuff about Dow. That's what she said. That's what she said. Now, I believe what Dow is saying on this. I'm not a witness thing. You know what I mean? Because I've heard of people saying that women can't be witnesses. The Bible don't say that. The Bible don't say that at all. And again, you have laws and instruction that if you are in a city and something happened, don't the book tell you to cry out? What happens if you don't cry out? That means you consented, and whatever the punishment is for that thing, you partake in it as well. See, that's what's going on right now in Straightway, y'all. See, they think because they're in the country, they qualify for country. No. Your community is like a city. There's plenty of people. If you cry out, somebody's going to hear you. And a lot of you were there and you know the wickedness that's going on. You know the oppression that's been going on for years and you've never cried out. You're in a city and you're consenting. And this is why I told you what Proverbs 29:12 tells you. When these leaders hearken to lies, all of you servants are going to be wicked. That's love, though. I'm telling you that now. Because, hey, the judgment ain't been out fully. You got time. I'm a huge advocate for women. Stand up and talk. Stand up and talk. You see something wrong, stand up and talk. And you will hear Dow even say, we don't put no gag on nobody. That's a lie and the truth ain't in it. That's a lie and the truth ain't in it. Because Mother Carol
Right.
asked to speak to me when all this went down in Wisconsin. She asked to speak to me. Dow told her no. Dow told her no. I thought there ain't no gag orders on nobody. See,
Yeah, I
all
thought
of
they
this,
could speak to
I can
whoever.
speak on this because all of this is gonna be, it's all gonna be public record real soon, y'all. It's all evidence. Because again, you're accusing me of a private coup trying to take over Straightway. All these people are out here now that done left Straightway. They ain't fellowshipping with me. I could easily gather and rally these people up if I offer them the same dumb crap you offer them. But I want them to have life, and I want them to have it more abundantly. I want them to grow in their understanding. The book says in all that getting, get an understanding. I want them to really get it so they don't fall for this type of crap no more. Hallelujah.
Now, one thing I want to say is that I don't know if we getting a misunderstanding, but we've already pretty much dissected what's needed to be done with what she said. She was speaking directly about Pastor Rufus in regards to not being a witness, but she was there. And also, I just want to say that because I hope that we're not confusing this. Yes, my thing is that if she says she's a witness, then she has to testify appropriately. Now, there was no change in behavior. There was no change in relationship during the time she was in the home of Pastor Rufus. By the time she left, she saw the changes then while she was in Dow's home. You understand? While she was on the land with Dow. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
That's when the changes took place. Now, if we
Oh,
were
yeah.
to replace the I guess the intent, right, or the understanding, right, or the assumption that she's speaking about Pastor Rufus. Let's replace the assumption with saying that maybe she was alluding to Pastor Dow. Maybe she was actually talking about him, and maybe it's cryptic. Then that might fit him better because based on the timeline, it doesn't fit Pastor Rufus. We can't apply that to him because they was good. It was straight. He just pastor. Everything was smooth sailing. The moment that he went and got Selena was the moment things start to flip, moment things start to change. Now, my thing is this, right? Hopefully we got that very clear because I think that it's so easy to understand that a child could understand this. We just broke this thing down all the way. So what I'm going to say is this. I want to know more about the character of Selena while in your home. Like what type of character did she need a lot of help spiritually when it came to carnal things? Was she morally impressed with material things? Like when he was buying her all these gifts, what was her reaction? Was it excitement? And you don't gotta go into bashing or anything like that. I'm not expecting that, but just like an honest rapport on her
Yeah.
character and the things that she was really interested in.
Selena had impeccable character when she lived in that house. Selena did a very good job with the children, assisting the different sisters that had children. She did a good job cooking. Gardening wasn't her best thing, but Selena was an incredible asset, not only to the community, but to just the body of Christ, right? All daughters of Zion that don't have that stable mother in their life or grandmother or women to teach them come in neglected in those areas. So I'm not bashing her by saying she was a little like maybe immature when it came to worldly things, like kind of what's the word we say with that? Kind of naive, right? So
Naive,
a
right?
lot of daughters, I don't care if they're 15 or 50, if they didn't get that, they're missing that. And I find myself and my family, we have to help them with that to mature. But while Selena was there, she was the model saint. She would help. She would be there, Johnny on the spot. She'd work her fingers to the bone and without asking. You know what I mean? Like she was just always there.
Right.
Loved serving her saints. Loved serving her sisters. Loved taking care of the children, doing all that. Helped out with the homeschool. Selena was a model daughter. She was a model saint while she stayed there in Georgia. Now, getting to when Dow was courting her, a lot of the things he was doing was she was very uncomfortable with. When he started showering her with gifts and all this, Selena was very uncomfortable. And he's saying, I need you to make a choice. You got to do this. And she's just like, man, what's going on? He was like, Pastor,
Right.
would you explain to her that you know, I'm not singling her out. I do this with all my wives. I buy them, I shower them with all this stuff. I mean, he spent tens of thousands of dollars, y'all, on this girl, buying all kind of just ridiculous, expensive shit. And she
At the
was
same time,
uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable. I'm gonna keep it a buck. She was uncomfortable, and I had to tell her, look, this is what he wants from you. This is, you know, now, and I told her, I said, now again, say it's something that makes you uncomfortable. Like, and I'm not saying he did this. I'm gonna make up something, y'all, right? So I'm gonna slide this. I'm not saying Dow bought this, but I'm saying, let's just say he buys her a skin tight dress. He didn't, but say he did. And I told her, if it's something that you just not comfortable with, tell him, communicate. This is the time to do it. But be ready to explain to him why you're not comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? Have a reason why you're not comfortable. Then y'all can have an intelligent conversation about this thing. Because some things you may be uncomfortable for because you just ain't experienced it. Doesn't mean it's evil. Doesn't mean it's bad. But if some things are just uncomfortable, any good man is not. Again, like if I want to go and buy my wife a sexy teddy from Victoria's Secrets, right? But she ain't comfortable with that. What real husband gonna say, put it on anyways, woman? You know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
You're tearing up the whole intimacy. You're tearing if she cool with one of my old shirts on and some cut off sweatpants, you better find her sexy and attractive in that. You understand what I'm saying? She was very, very uncomfortable. She was easily influenced. You had to be careful to not taint her. That's Mother Jennifer coming with her sign. She said she was very easily influenced, and you had to be very careful. Oh, I know what you're getting at now. She had to be. We saw that. Remember, I was saying the naive thing. Mother Jennifer was just telling me we could tell she was very easily influenced. So we dealt with her carefully to make sure that she didn't get tainted. You understand what I'm saying? Now Dow didn't, and he easily influenced her and tainted her soon as he got her. But she was referring to the when I said she was naive, we saw that in the beginning how she was very easily influenced, very easily. You see what I'm saying? So we made sure let's not have her in scenarios, situation where she can be tainted. It's just a level of protection you would do, I would think, for any wife, daughter. I would think you would do that for any of the saints if you know that's the area they're struggling in. Hallelujah. But no, Selena, I have zero complaints about Selena as a daughter of mine, a spiritual daughter of mine in my home for the 4 years she was there. Zero complaints about her. Did she do everything perfect? No, none of us do. But she was always willing to listen, receive correction, rebuke anything that ever came, and grow from it, and walk in love with her family, meaning all of the Southern Assembly, all of Georgia down there. Everybody loves Selena. I didn't hear negative talk about Selena from nobody down there. Not while she was with us.
Hallelujah. Now, I tried to re-listen to the clip again to see if it was more like coded or cryptic, because my thing is that when she speaks about it, she speaks about the change. And we know the change in the timeline was based on when she was not with you, but based on when she was with him. And it just seems like I'm not going to speculate on that. You know, my thing is that it just seems like she might be telling the truth for somebody, but I don't
Well,
believe it applies.
Brother Barack, she's telling the truth for Dow. Remember how we just talked about? She is very easily influenced. So you know how it is. You get people, they start saying stuff, right? You're not an eyewitness. You weren't there. You didn't experience, but because you trust them and you care for them or whatever the case may be, they start saying it. Then guess what? You'll find yourself a week later repeating what they said like you were the one that watched it, that you were the one that was an eyewitness. I see people do that type of stuff all the time. And that's what you get when you get gaslighted by people like Dow. They will say things over and over again. And guess what? You'll just start going and repeating it, not understanding that you're becoming a false witness for this individual because that's not your experience. That's why I said to Brother Vernon when they first came back. Remember, they were supposed to be going there for that meeting to hear my sin, right?
Right.
They come back and say, we are oppressed. I'm like, what? Where did this come from? And Vernon, I said, Vernon, we oppressed now?
Yep.
Y'all oppressed here in Straightway, Georgia? man, I didn't know it till they told me. I said, are you listening to yourself, Brother Vernon? Now, I have another elder in the ministry that said he spoke to Brother Vernon a week before all of that. He said Brother Vernon had nothing but glowing, just you were the greatest man on this earth. And then he said a week later, he watched the video, right? That they did, that they called, was supposed to be, what do you call it? The testimony of Georgia against me, right? He said he watched it. And guess what he did? He said he called Vernon that night. He said, what are we doing? I just watched this video. Did you forget we just talked last week?
Yeah.
Pastor Rufus was the greatest thing since sliced bread. What changed?
What changed?
In a week? What happened? We just talked. This is the influence of a bewitcher. This is the influence of a maniac narcissist. This is the influence that they have. And if they can't get you through their forked tongues and their smooth speeches, they'll get you with fear. They'll get you with fear. See, Dow right now owns Straightway. He owns Straightway Georgia. He owns Straightway Georgia East. He owns Straightway Bama. What do you think those people thinking if they ever disagreed with Dow and they saw what Dow did to his best friend?
Wow.
What do you think gonna happen to them? Now, mind you, he didn't pay for any of those, y'all. He didn't pay for any of them, but he controls them. So the fate of these saints, especially Alabama, I feel so bad for them because they gave up almost $900,000, y'all, for a community.
Wow.
And I guarantee you, Dow don't have half of that invested in Straightway, Alabama. Not even close to half. Guarantee it. So guess what? When Discovery come out, we get to see what happened with that $900,000. We get to see.
Oh, subpoena the evidence.
That's why, though, because
that.
the two biggest portions of it came in a check.
Right.
So they had to be deposited. And we'll see what withdrawals were taken after that during Discovery. We'll see who fleeced the saints with the money and who didn't. We're going to get a chance to see it. So I'm excited. And I'm going to say this for the record. I'm going to say this right now for the record. Don't come to me with no plea deals down. I mean, not plea. Don't come to me with no settlements. The answer is no. Since you put us in this place, because y'all remember, I got on there publicly and said, even though I had a airtight case to sue him, I said I'm not going to do it. I said it publicly. I'm not going to do it. And guess what? He tried to take the very thing that I could sue him for and tried to sue me for it. Oh, we're going all the way now, baby. All the way. So don't ever call me. Don't have nobody reach out to me for settlement. The answer is no. The answer is no.
Right. And so that's the biggest thing, though, is that now it's been clarified. Yeah, so it's been clarified. It's the thing as to where now she would have to come forth and actually explain a lot of those things as far as what timeline it is. And you said she's impressionable. So of course, a lot of people are, if she's being told that this is what it is, then she's going to roll with that. You know what I mean? She's impressionable. Yeah. She wants to be sure that she's pleasing him, right? For somebody who's in that position. My thing is this, right? Because it's heartbreaking to me for her to actually take that position and say what she's saying, right? Knowing that is not the truth, knowing that she wasn't a true witness. She did not witness any of those things. And that she only could tell a difference when she left your home. My thing is this. I'm pretty sure you guys are heartbroken by that. I don't know how you guys feel in regards to that, but if you could be able to explain that to Selena as to what that felt like for you to hear her say those words, say those things after you guys spent so much time with her or gave her a place to stay, things like that, making sure she was well. What would you say to her? What message would you give her
Honestly, brother Barack, I would tell her it was expected because of the man that she was with and the levels and the depths that he had already went to. I'm not surprised. Does it hurt? Of course. You know, we poured a lot in to restoring that daughter. She left straightway that first time when he kicked her out, very, very broken. Very broken. So I'm concerned about her soul salvation. I'm concerned about her just keeping a relationship with the Father after this. But it also speaks to the type of woman that Selena is. And I'm just having to keep it a buck. Think about that. A man kicks you out and dogs you, literally kick you out in the middle of the night.
Right.
Called just reprehensible behavior. You still got love for him? Now I understand. I'm using love so y'all can understand what we're talking. I know it's not real, true love, y'all. I know it. But you still want to be with this man after all these years?
Yeah.
You still want to be with this man? And again, Dow had to clean his house up, and I was the man that had to counsel him on cleaning up his house. So I'm sure those things were attractive to her. Like, hey, he getting better, and he's changing. He's this, and he ain't the man he was when he kicked me off the land. But to see how
Right.
he changed and turned on you so fast, that, like, honestly, there's no way I would have ever wanted to be with any woman that if she'd have tried to even remotely treat me halfway that Dow did, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be back with her. Now, I forgive her, got to. But be with you? Nah. But so
Yes,
it
sir.
says a lot about who she is as an individual that she would even want him. And then again, it says a lot, and I'm not bragging, but it says a lot about me to sit there and experience all of that and pour into her all of that, and then to see that in her eyes and to still prepare her for him. Does that sound like a man that's walking in envy and jealousy towards a man? Does that sound like a man that has changed his countenance towards a man? I would still prepare her for you and
Wow.
happy for you. Happy. I was genuinely happy when they got together. But the Bible does say that a wicked woman is what? Is she not the portion for a wicked man? It makes sense. It makes sense.
Wow.
But that's all I
So
was
tough
saying.
question.
That's it.
This one here.
Yeah.
In right? In counseling, in the counseling with Dow in his household, what would you say you identified as the biggest problem? Now I know you refrain from speaking on this because your character won't allow you to, right? Because you don't feel that it's necessary, and you don't feel like that it would be respectable. And I honor that. I respect it. But for the truth of the matter, for everybody to really know and get a good grips on it, because this right here, this barrier has, you like you said, ruined friendships. It has ruined friendships for you. You holding on to a few things for Dow. I really want to know, why would you continue to maintain his secrets? But also I really want to know what was one of the, and you don't have to like, but we need the truth. What was one of the most important problems within that household that you can identify that will make you refrain from allowing Selena to be within that home, that you had to counsel him through so he can be able to repair or fix it for whatever amount of time he maintained it?
That was a good effort by you. You worded that, pretty. You still ain't finna get an answer though, because again,
Hey,
hey, guess what, brother Barack? If I had counseled
yes,
you,
sir.
I would never. But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do it like they did it in the video. Hey,
Yeah.
Drake, I heard you like the soup. somebody want to be like
Hey,
Drake. Somebody want to be like Drake and like the coup, right?
hey, now.
Hey, Dow, I heard you like them young.
Yeah.
So if he likes the sue, y'all all will
Yeah.
probably get a chance to see it during discovery. I'm not gonna
Yes,
put that
sir.
out there because I just wouldn't do that for anybody, nobody. I don't care who you are. If you come to me for counsel, that's between me, you, and the Father. So I'm not,
Hallelujah.
the the thing that has been put out publicly, not by just myself, but other people, is how Dow moves. One of his wives accused him of moving sloppily. She said, "You're messy." You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
But the
Right.
actual details and all that, no, I'm not doing that. I'm
Okay.
not going to do that.
I
And
respect that.
again, unfortunately for him, since we're here now, right? Since we're
Yes,
here,
sir.
and Dow, I heard you like I'm young, trying to strike that chord in what, A minor. Gotta strike that chord. Since you're doing that,
Yes, sir.
it's gonna end up coming out in discovery. So y'all gonna have to find that part out there. Because
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't even care. He could, not that I ever went to him for really any counsel on anything, because I definitely didn't go to him for any counsel on any of my marriages ever. But even if
Mhm.
if I did and he put it out there, I still wouldn't do it because it's just not how it's supposed to be. Now I don't have this like Catholic religious thing in me. No, it's nothing that, y'all. That is that man's house, and that's between him and his wives. This stuff y'all hear me talking about is public lies being told that are bewitching the saints and luring them away and tricking them. That's why we're discussing this stuff. You understanding what I'm saying? And Selena
Right.
wasn't his wife at the time. He put her out of the community. So I would speak about any saint being put out of a community. You see what I'm saying? So that's not me telling their private business. No, they didn't have any private business because she was not his at the time. You understand what I'm saying? But even in that, I left out details. I left out intricate
Mhm.
details that y'all don't need to know. You got the base of what you need to know. You can get an understanding biblically of what is going on and what spirits are operating. If you spiritual, you can. But no, I'm not going to do that. And I think if you're really watching
Mhm.
Dow, you can see the
Mhm.
things that he's struggling with and the things that he deals with, and imagine that being multiplied and put on top of his wives to stand with him in these things, to support him with these. Because you know how narcissists is, they just want a lot of people on their team. They don't care how you get on their team, though. Loyalty, trust, fear, they don't care. They just want you on their team. Silence,
Mm.
they don't care. Loyalty, trust, fear, and silence. Those are some of the main things that narcissists want from you. Be loyal, trust me, walk in fear of me. If not, shut your damn mouth. That's how they feel.
That's facts.
So, but again, since we're here, I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
y'all gonna end up seeing it in discovery.
Yeah, absolutely. So all's going to be exposed during that time because you can subpoena
Mhm.
whatever witnesses, you can subpoena whatever evidence, and under oath they're compelled to tell the
Or
truth. So
if I
you
had
don't
a
have no.
if I had a witness list, boy, and this was
Yes, sir.
all this, boy, watch, wait.
Yes,
You gonna
sir.
see it. You gonna see it. Since we here now,
Right.
since you forced this, because he forced this. Dow has forced this, y'all. I have no choice but to respond to the legal things that have come across my desk. I have no choice but to respond to them.
Mm,
And I'm more than happy
absolutely.
to respond now. Since we're here and this is where we at, what do you say? Shall we begin? Let's begin then, Dow. Let's begin. Let's
Yeah.
begin. Let's
Now
begin.
that's the craziest part is that now a man who is has been tearing people down, right? Who has been bearing false witness against them, right? All these other things for years now, and saying things that disparage their character for years, right? Even with
Mhm.
myself, when they was trying to make fun of me calling a father daddy, calling
Yeah.
him Abba, calling him daddy, he reposted it to his channel, which got over 5,000 views. I
I
didn't go
know.
on here and start crying about it. I didn't get on. Come on here. I'm gonna go sue Dow. I'm gonna sue Straightway Truth Ministries because they're disparaging me and trying to say that I'm homosexual, and I didn't do any of
Yeah.
that. I
Yep.
just made a video to contest it. I came over here and addressed it, right?
Yep.
And I feel like that's how men should handle it. If you're going to dish it out, you should be able to take it. And what we're witnessing right now is a man who claims to be something that he truly ain't.
Is
You
not.
understand what I'm saying?
I've been telling y'all forever,
Mhm.
he's a chicken. Have I not been saying he's a chicken? He is. Dow is a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
All these brothers that have left that tried to do it the right way from straightway, right? They've tried to sit down and have conversations with him. Brothers like Nick, brothers like Tristan, brothers like Elder Chris. And
Yep.
guess what? While they're in Dow's face, it's extremely cordial. But as soon as they leave his presence, he making a video about them. He side sneak dissing them and all this kind of stuff. That is the voice of a chicken and a coward. And I've been telling y'all this. All of this could have been handled easily. Dow said I'm a liar. Guess what? Put me up there in front of the people. See, this is why I got more respect for Geno Jennings. I got a lot more respect for Geno Jennings. Geno Jennings, when that pastor went rogue and was taken from the Saints and all that, he flew to Houston or Texas where they were at. And it was him and that man right there in front of all those Saints. And they sit there for hours answering all the questions that the Saints had. He didn't duck the smoke. Guess why? Geno Jennings didn't have nothing to hide. That's why he didn't duck the smoke.
Why?
You only duck smoke when you got something to hide. Dow is the one that had something to hide, but guess what? Now that we hear Dow, and I hear you like I'm young. Now that we're here,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to discovery. Because don't forget, y'all, I'm a man with nothing. So what you think they finna discover? What they finna discover? They're gonna be like, how the hell you keep that community running? This was the money y'all made? I don't understand this. How was y'all running? This is your bills. This is your community. How are you functioning? So, hey, let's get it. I've been telling y'all to stay tuned. I've been telling y'all, stay tuned. We're there. We are there. So stay tuned.
Another thing, as far as that, stay tuned. He says, stay the course in this video. Stay the course. Stay the course. And I don't know if everybody heard this, but I want to rewatch this here. And I want us to go ahead and give an honest opinion as to what he's talking about currently. Listen, this is amongst of the 3 videos that he posted this morning. Well, 4 or 5 or something that he's done in light of or in loom of this particular live stream. And I want us to listen in on this real quick, and I want honest commentary about it. Honestly, I've listened to it like multiple times. Let's listen in real quick.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dow here. A lot going on in the world. But nevertheless, that's not what this video particularly is about. And besides that, if you want personal information about what we're doing, to be able to make sure that our people is taken care of, and if you choose to be part of that, you can come over to my Patreon channel. And my Patreon channel, it's in the description down below, and get some cutting edge information on what we're doing, especially during this season here. That will definitely advance you and your family. Because remember, people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge because they reject it. But the nature of this video is that, you know, Straightway is a powerhouse on the internet. And no matter what we do, no matter what we say, if we say right, somebody's going to say left. If we say up, somebody's going to say down. If it makes no difference. If we say the sun's shining, they say no, it's dark as hell. Y'all got to comprehend and understand something. Again, I cannot put more emphasis than anything on this. Everything that we do, we actually control a lot of people's lives. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm talking about the people who have a bad disposition towards us, toward all these enemies, you know, making all these videos. Most people are trying to do it to make a livelihood, and that's what they're doing. But, you know, a lot of people have got to understand out there, nobody's going to continue to keep saying what they want to say, and there's not going to be any consequences, especially without evidence. Nobody's going to get by with that. It just takes a little time. We'll get to them. I promise you, we'll get to them. But nevertheless,
vain threat.
I'm trying my best to make sure there's a defibrillator on our minds, especially those of us who are righteous. You need to stay your hand to the plow, because if you listen to somebody slandering, somebody defaming, you can just tell, you can feel it coming off the internet. You can feel it in the spirit. the malice and the ill will. These people don't have nothing else to do in life. I am their life. That's it. They're so offended that I am their life. I mean, you have to understand that. So these people are never, ever, ever going to stop because they got the gift of gab. They can talk like this all
dumbass Pastor Dow.
But all that's coming to an end. It is. But I can tell you this, man. You have to keep yourself in the love of Yah. You have to stay focused. And just because we talk about certain things, that don't mean that people out there going to put a gag order of us. We just speak truth. That's what we are. We are a ministry of truth. That's why it's called the Straightway Truth Ministry. And if I'm not speaking the truth, of course, you know me. I'll be more than happy to get out here in a civil discussion and debate anyone on any subject or any topic that we just happen to believe in the ministry. But more than anything, you be encouraged. You keep yourself in the love of Yah. And hey, we're looking for you to have safe travels and safe journeys as you hasten to get here for unleavened bread, Passover, and the Feast of First Fruits. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. We're already getting things ready out here on the land to be able to receive the saints of the Most High Yah. It's going to be a beautiful thing, especially since the Most High Yah has drained the swamp. I'm telling you, he has drained the swamp. And I noticed when I mentioned something about a reset some time ago, it's not only just a reset just in the ministry. If you look and see some of the things that are taking place, you could tell there's something going on. I would say you need to be focusing on, first of all, number one, your relationship with the Most High Yah. You need to make sure that you are not offended and you are not having that cancerous spirit that later on you're going to end up regretting the way that you jumped the gun because you've owned someone else's offense. That's not wise to own somebody else's offense. It really truly is not. You know, you can trust what people say to a certain point, but then after that you have to verify. You must verify what they are saying. And that's what's not going on today, is that a lot of people out here, there's a lot of false witnesses. The book says that. There's a lot of slanderers. There's a lot of envious and jealous people, and you can hear it in their speech because they're constantly or always in some type of nefarious way attacking. But hey, we got more to come in the days to come. But what I'm trying to do is to stay focused. And just because I speak about certain things doesn't mean that it's associated with certain people, because these people, they're totally irrelevant. They're gone, if you understand what I mean. They're out of our lives. But if there's something that even pertaineth in the slightest way to truth that needs to be brought out, then that's what we're going to do. So stay focused, stay the course, and remember to stay prayed up more than anything, because we got a fight that's going on. Now, what's going on with Straightway, you have to understand, you got to expect false witnesses, because think about this. They do their drive-bys and then they gone. They do their drive-bys, then they gone. They do their drive-bys, then they gone. That always happens in ministry. Look at how that they treated Yeshua. And you think about this. This man went about doing good, healing all the oppressed of the devil, and they still killed him. They killed him, a man that came to save souls, save people alive, and they still put him to death. And, you know, they say there's...
All right, so I'm going to stop it there, right?
Thanks, Al. That book was putting me to sleep, bro. He was putting me under a trance. He was putting me under trance or something, man. God.
Listen, especially when he likened himself to his ministry to be like Yeshua or Jesus' ministry. I can't recall, right? I can't recall Yeshua or Jesus taking somebody else's wife or enticing her, influencing her to come and join his family. Yeah, I can't recall a lot of this nonsense of somebody approaching Jesus or Yeshua with an issue and him not directly addressing it and sorting it out. I can't recall him like not going directly to his brother, instead, you know, preaching messages or preaching sermons about Paul or Peter, you know, or about you know, anybody else, right? And or Judah or Judith, he came directly to them and said, one of y'all gonna betray me. And he already knew who it was.
Sure did.
He knew it was Judith. Mm-hmm. And he did not shy away from addressing that right in front of Judith, right in front of him. You know what I'm saying, Judas. And you know, my thing is this: I can't recall him doing the things that Dow has been doing. Right, all this stuff that he's been doing has been non-biblical things that that Hasatan would be doing, right? Which is snaking behind somebody's back, preaching sermons and things like that, and throwing shots across the bow without addressing the person directly. You know, shotgun method the whole time, right? You know, my Messiah, our Messiah, the one that we serve, was direct. He came directly to you. He got a problem with you, you know about it.
Mhm.
Well, this man here, you wouldn't know if he had an issue or not, based on the testimonies that already have been given. So I don't understand why he's likening to it. But also, not only that, he's really trying to manipulate the voices of the truth and trying to apply that and say, and we control them. We are Straightway Truth Ministries is a juggernaut out here in these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? We control the narrative, and he's trying to manipulate the truth so you all won't be able to hear it, right? And trying to play to my ego, trying to play to Pastor Rufus's ego. Anybody else who's speaking truth about this ministry, he's trying to play onto the ego of those individuals because he is led by his own ego. He doesn't understand that whatever flies out his mouth is, oh, he can, oh, you don't control me, Dow. I don't feel that way, Dow. I feel like the Most High Yah is telling me to come and expose some truth about your ministry. He's giving me too much of a testimony not to expose the truth. Now, that don't affect me. Pastor Rufus, what do you think about that?
The same. It don't affect me at all. And Dow thinks that he wants people to believe, or we control you because they make videos about me every day. Dow, you're the one that cannot. You could be talking about Trump and you're going to bring me up. You could be talking about building and you're going to bring me up. You could be talking about gardening and you're going to bring me up. Now, you're the chicken, so you will never say my name. And this is how you've operated for all these years because you've never been a real man to face and do manly things. You know, let's have a civil debate. Let's have a civil conversation with the saints. I've been saying that forever, and I still be willing to do it because I want them to see the power of Yah. And he has made sure. I don't know what's going to happen in them courtrooms. I don't know what's going to happen because that's going to be us. And I know it's going to be a ton of saints there too. Well, yep. This is the only way they can get the truth. This is the only way they can get it. Now, here's the thing. Dow goes back to the mid 90s, started the community there in 98, right? That's a fact. Sure. You've done the research, pulled up the paperwork, and shown that from 1998 until 2025, there's only been two men that have controlled Straightway. That was R.G. Stair in the beginning, then Dow through Church of Jesus Christ, a House of Prayer, and Straightway Truth Ministries. Those are the men that have controlled it. No other brothers, no trustees, no nothing, right?
Oh, yeah.
We also have countless number of testimonies going all the way back to what I can remember being Eric Fun when he was there on that land in 1999. All the way up until now, all of these men are saying something similar about Dow. The lying, the cheating, the betrayal, the lust. When Big Screen B did this video and showed the 5 witnesses, one of them was Pastor Robert, y'all. This is the guy that was with Dow under Stair. He is where Dow got the ideal of an actual Hebrew community because he had a Hebrew community well before Dow. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. That's where he got it from. So even this man testified that he's been a dog and a cheat and a lustful person. And he said he's always did this to Mother Carol, right? So how is it that we have this man that's been able to use his influence and power to manipulate, lie, cheat, steal, scam, steal from the saints for 30 years? Almost 30 years now, y'all. Almost 30 years he's been doing this. But he wants y'all to believe that it's me. And you don't have somebody go back to 2011. First off, go back to anything before then. See, We getting a lot of testimony from people that knew Dow even before y'all knew him. Y'all knew him in 2011 when he came out on YouTube, most of y'all. Look at all these testimonies we finding from guys like Roberts and guys like Eric Fun and all this, Mr. Minister, whatever his name is. These people was testifying about Dow before we even came along.
Right.
Where are the testimonies about me?
Mm.
Before this all started, where are those testimonies? There's still really only one man talking about me. Now, and I'm bringing it up because it's very important, y'all. He says all the time, you will know them by their fruit. My fruit has been very evident in Israel because I know it's a spiritual thing, not a natural thing. Your fruit is not how many homes you can build and how many plumbing jobs you can go do and how many electrical things you can put in. That's not your fruit. Your fruit is spiritual. And that's what Jesus was referring to. So he tells you to judge them by their fruit. But he also says, when he talks about all this, and again, I'm going to go back real quick. All of these people are testifying. Who's testifying about me? And he reminded you in the one video, we didn't get to play it because it wouldn't play, but he reminded you at the end of that video, he was saying what? Remember, don't accept a negative testimony from one witness.
Mm-hmm.
I literally got one witness against me, y'all, and it's Dow. Now, he's got a lot of minions that repeating the things that he says, but if I had true people coming against me, you would see a long list like we do with Dow. We can go back to 1999. That's 26 years ago, y'all, and find a man saying the same thing that a man said in 2006. That another man said in 2009, that another man said in 2010, that another man said in 2013 and 14.
That's facts. Yeah.
I mean, y'all need to see this.
Coming out the woodworks.
This is why Big Screen B's video was so powerful, because he showed you all them people. He showed those 5 witnesses. Remember that, hey, y'all, that Pastor Roberts that was called, the bastard slip message? Y'all should go listen to it. I know it's long. Go listen to it, though. He's telling who Dow is. Think about this. None of the building in the beginning at Straightway would have been done without Roberts, y'all. That was Roberts and his crew, his community that came and built the dining hall, the shower house, and all that stuff with Dow. It was Roberts that came and taught them how to build and helped them build. It was Roberts. You understand what I'm saying?
He scrubbed that from the history books, huh?
He
scrubbed that from the history books.
I've heard somebody sent me and said he gave instruction to Brother Steve up there in Canada to take me out of every picture and photo that they got. He's trying to do exactly what the scriptures and Psalms tell you. They are confederate against you. They want you to be a proverb and a byword. What Dow wants to do is erase all negative history that will point to him being the scoundrel, being the skank that he is. The wicked varmint that he is. But guess what? I'm so glad that he went to the law. So now y'all can see who truly the lawless is. Now, I know most people listening here today, y'all already seen it. It's going to be confirmation. But what about all those saints that had this great love for this man? And they didn't get to see that side of him. And now they have to hear his best friend come out in their defense and put all this out there. What about them? Some came in early and was saying that, you know what? Oh, I want you to get on away from that. If you were the one stuck in oppression, you wouldn't be saying that. Where's the love?
Yeah.
The book says when one part of the body hurts, the entire body hurts. People make statements like that, letting me know clearly they're not a part of the body of Christ. They're not a part. And I'm not saying that you got to go out there and save everything in the body, but if y'all put something in front of you, it's your responsibility to step up. It's your responsibility to do what you are supposed to do. Why do you walk in fear? Why do you stay silent when you know crimes have been committed? When you know that people have been bamboozled and scammed and swindled out of their life savings? when you know people are under fear and oppression, when you know people are constantly being gaslighted and they put this fear out there like, oh man, do you think that you're going to come to the court? You think you're going to have a sniper waiting on you? No. You know why? The same reason Moses had no problem going before Pharaoh multiple times. You ever thought about that, y'all?
Yeah.
Pharaoh was the king. He was the king of the world, right? Why didn't he just smoke Moses? Why did he keep letting Moses come before him? Anybody ever thought about that? It's the same age-old conversation that the Hasatan been having with the Most High. And the Most High said, have you considered Job? What did the devil say, though? Would, but you got this hedge of protection around him. Y'all know what he's doing. The same hedge of protection around Job was the same hedge of protection around Moses, which is the same hedge of protection around me. Now, am I Moses or Job? Hell no. Not even trying to I can't even lace up their sandal. That don't mean y'all don't love me like he loved them, though. That don't mean he don't love you like he loved them. And when you got faith, you got a real backbone, you will walk with a hedge of protection. And guess what? The day I can get got is the day that y'all say, let that protection go. Let's see if he's going to curse my name. Let's see. No, it ain't going to happen with me. I don't care what you put before me. I mean, shoot. It was a famous line in the movie. What movie? Baby Boy. Right before Snoop got ready to die. Y'all remember that? Remember Snoop smiling, seeing everything but Christ. He said, I done seen everything but Christ. I done actually seen Christ, though. In here.
Hallelujah.
I feel him in here.
Yes,
so,
sir.
no, ain't nothing turning me from the love of y'all. But y'all need to think about that. All of these witnesses throughout the years. And he's got one witness against me. And he's telling you all the time, don't accept accusations from one witness. You're the only witness against me, Dow. Because guess what? All those people you have gaslighted and you got them talking about me now, tell them, well, why don't you have this witness about him when you lived with him 5 years ago? Why don't you have this witness about him when you were around him 8 years ago, 3 years ago? You can't even go 2 years back and find a witness against me. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait for y'all saints to get the answers y'all been waiting on, for this discovery to come out. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You already know. Listen, I'm coming. I'm testifying. It is what it is.
Yep.
I'm rejoicing today to be able to do so, because I believe that Israel and the people who have dealt with this ministry, who have had bad experiences, because there are some who have not had any bad experiences, and I say hallelujah to you for that. And that's just not your story, okay? That's not your plight, and I respect it. But the ones who have had that story of bad experiences, right, who've seen the wickedness, that'll be the day they'll be able to get judgment. He's going to bring that calamity, that judgment upon himself, just through his ego of not wanting to be talked about like he's being talked about, because he's got a slew of different people who have personal experiences, who have boots on the ground with him. And those are the individuals' voices that he wishes to silence, either by what you guys just heard, by playing to their ego, by threatening them with the court, right? With the natural court, with the worldly court system, by doing anything he possibly can to suppress the voices of the truth, right? The ones who wish to give you the truth, whether you want to receive it or not. There's going to be a seed planted. And the moment that you all start to realize and see that wickedness, the scales start to be removed from your eyes and you see a glimpse of it. I hope and I pray that that Holy Spirit that dwells with you, if not in you, tells you to bolt from that ministry immediately, and you will listen to it immediately. You'll hearken to that voice and you'll flee that sinking ship immediately. But my thing is, if you haven't had the bad experience yet, hallelujah, I'm glad that you have not. Now, my thing is this, right, Pastor? There's a state of mind in Israel right now, and I've spoken about this before, right? And I really want to get your take on this. We got a brother Ringo had came out and expressed his feelings in regards to the state of Israel, the Israelites who have woken up and said, you know what, we are the people of this book. Now, my position is that if we are the people of this book, why can't we be called and be the light that we're supposed to be? Why can't we be that? And not only that, why don't we understand that the fruits of the spirit is what we need to be walking in? That is the power, that is the strength that we need to step and move in. Because all of the rest of this stuff is carnal. The rest of this stuff is not going to be a deciding factor in your salvific walk. But if you exemplified the fruits of the spirit and the sum up, right, that our Messiah gave us to loving our neighbor as we love ourselves, if you have been able to do that and effectively do it, not only will the rest of the gifts be potent and powerful within you, but also it will put a stamp on you, right? And you can be confident in walking in that. Now, I really want you to answer that, but before you answer that, okay, I want us to listen in on Ringo and what he had to say in regards to him deciding not to be a Hebrew any longer, him not wanting to be a Hebrew any longer. Let's go ahead and listen in on that, and then we'll come back with your commentary on it.
Pure evil. We would try to bring our case. And I noticed that about the Christian community back then when I would battle them. They would present their case, bring forth scriptures, and we would debate. I'll make a video, they would make a video, and we'll see who the best man is. But it never resorted to violence. It never resorted to people lying on you. It never resorted to these things. But now in the Israelite community, it has been very, very disgusting. Like my experiences, and not just my experiences, I've seen other people experience things. I noticed that in the Israelite community, if somebody's in sin, let's say somebody was caught in sin, the Israelite community don't restore a brother, they condemn a brother. And they'll make video after video after video to condemn the brother in their sin. And it becomes entertainment to see that brother down. For example, let's say, for example, a brother got caught in some questionable alternative lifestyle situations. What I've seen from the Israelite community is them making fun of men like that, not restoring them, not praying for them, not doing what the Bible says. Instead, they ridicule them, shame them, humiliate them publicly, and try their best to destroy that person.
Why? Now, I think that's far enough, right? And I'm glad that look, the Kirsch came in on right on time. I think that is far enough. What do you think about him saying this in regards to that? Is that something that you would agree with, disagree with? What is your thoughts on all of this?
I would actually agree with it. And it's just a part of the curses. The Most High made it real clear that when he looked down and we had to do the flood thing, right? Every thought in man's minds was wicked. And when man does not have a ruler over them, and here's the biggest thing, you have a king in Jesus. That's the one that should be ruling over you. You don't need a natural man to do that. But you've always rejected. Remember when the Most High came down and stood on Mount Sinai, right? Burnt that thing to a crisp. What happened? They were afraid and told Moses, don't have him come back and do that no more. You talk to us. They did. They don't talk. This is what the problem is. So men, when they don't have a real true head over them, they're going to do what's right in their own eyes. And because of the curses, we have been programmed and trained and processed through the slavery system to destroy each other. That is the whole goal. We talked about it earlier in the Psalms. These nations have come together and they are confederate against us to make us a proverb and a byword. They want to make sure we're never the head and we stay the tail. So these are the curses in Deuteronomy that have been passed down. And we perpetuate these curses because we are envious, we are jealous, we we have hatred in our hearts because we never really truly learn how to love ourselves through the love of Christ. It's about debate. It's about dissension. It's about who's right, who's wrong. Love is never the thing that is pushed nor promoted. And see, the book talks about how sin has to abound, and the pits of hell have to widen itself to receive it. Think about that. That hell has to enlarge itself. Think about that, y'all. Hell was made a certain size, but it keeps enlarging and enlarging. Why? Because more are choosing to go there. It clearly shows you it was never designed to hold you. You were designed to walk in love with your brethren. But if I can't get you to love the brethren who you with daily, there's no way you can love me who you can't see. So he's telling the truth, and it's giving a bad taste and a bad vibe and a bad aura when it comes to Hebrew Israelism. But guess what? Getting caught up in the religion of being a Hebrew Israelite instead of the culture, meaning you have Germans, you have Slovenians, you have Peruvians, you have Dominicans, culture. Speak of the culture that was robbed of you and taken from you, not of the religion that's being forced on you. And half of it's telling you white people can't get in, the other half is telling you you can't do this, and the other half is saying to you, well, we were the original slaves, well, the Irish people were. You understand what I'm saying? The religion is designed to divide, and this is the whole goal of the Hasatan through religion: to steal, to kill, and to destroy you. And what's happening? I'm listening to that. Now I got to go listen to that whole thing because I don't want to put this on Brother Ringo because I didn't listen to all of it. I got to go listen to it. But I know the design of the devil is to get your faith to be destroyed.
Right.
Think about it. Once you get to hear the tapes, y'all, this is the stuff I was telling the brothers in Georgia. It's designed to destroy your faith. And without faith, it is impossible to please Yah. He's coming back looking for faith. But because we have all of these wicked obstacles, these wicked religions, these wicked false pastors, false teachers, false brethren, more than anything, that have lustful desires, they want to make merchandise of you. It's all designed by the Hasatan to destroy your faith, because the book warns us and says even the very elect would be deceived if it wasn't for the Messiah speeding up the time. So you better not take it for granted and say, well, I'm part of the elect. You better make sure. You better make sure your salvation is sure. And this is why I push and promote and throw out there all the time. You got to have a relationship with Yah. You got to get intimate with him. You personally got to know him. You personally got to have your own convictions. You can't go off another man's. You can't go off your husband's. You can't go off your wife's. You can't go off your children, your daddy, your mama. You.
Right.
He came to have a relationship with you. He made you so he can have a relationship with you. You got to want that just as much as he does, though. And you got to reject religion. You got to reject these people that come to bring division, to bring debate, because they're endless. These genealogies, the book said they're endless. You'll never be able to exhaust them because they're designed to steal your time while you're sitting here worrying about this man came from this seed and came from this seed. You should be spending that time with the Father. You should be meditating on his word. You should be talking to him, communicating with him, begging him to reveal revelation knowledge to you, not so you can go out here and be some guru and start teaching people. So you know how to navigate through all of this until the Messiah come busting through these clouds.
That's right.
This is what I think when I hear that, and it's sad because Ringo on point. He's on point when he's talking about. What's the solution, though? And again, that's why I said I didn't listen to all his video. He might have gave it. Ringo might have gave the solution.
He didn't.
What's the solution then? The Bible tell you, oh, no man, nothing but love. Dowell is accusing me
That's right.
now. He said it multiple times that I'm driving around with homosexuals. That's what he said. Now, let me tell y'all where he's getting that from. One of the brothers has been a real true brother to me. Nothing but love to me the whole entire time I've met him. It's some things that he struggled with in the past. But the Bible says he who the Son set free, it's free indeed.
That's right.
So am I supposed to close my bowels of compassion to him because he's struggling in that? What about you rapists out here that have been delivered and set free? What about you murderers? How many of you took a life? I mean, literally took a life. Not just with your tongue. I'm talking about took a life. You want to be forgiven? You want to be treated like you're still a murderer? How many of you lied? How many of you stole? Again, all these are the commandments. Don't say you're better than a murderer because you liar, because you're going to the same place, you idolater. You're going to the same place. It's the same pit.
Right.
That's another thing we trick ourselves with. We want to put merit on sin. Like one sin's greater than the other. All of it lead to death. He's on point with what he's saying. And it's because you don't love Yah enough because you haven't learned how to love yourself. Love yourself because Yah loved you. You're never going to be able to do anything to impress yourself. I promise you. Unless you get into this fantasy world like Dowell is. You can convince yourself then. But you ain't never going to be able to impress yourself. But what's impressive is the love of the Father. The levels and the depths he goes to reach you and to commune with you and to sup with you and to show you how much he loves you. Before he even created any of this, he had this level of love for you. He's worthy of your honor. He's worthy of your praise. He's worthy of your adoration. And it should motivate you daily to see him. And I've had this fire since my 20s. I've had this fire since my 20s. What I told y'all. My faith, my walk with y'all didn't start it straightway. That's the problem with a lot of y'all. You attach your faith to a religion. You attach it to a person just because you heard him say something. He's still a man. He still got to put his pants on one leg at a time. I think he still put his shirt on over his head. I don't know another way to do it. You understand what I'm saying? None of us are special. Paul said, I either plant or Apollos water. That's it. But if it's going to be increase, who giving it? Is it not Yeshua? Is it not Yah that's going to bring the increase? Man, Ringo on point, bro. That moved me. He's on point. And we have chosen to walk in the curses instead of the blessings, even though we're free. See, again, now we're back to Jeremiah.
Wow.
These men have come from other nations because they're Confederate to put you back into bond servitude, to put you back to being handmaids. That's what they come to do. This is why a man like Dowell, see, this is going to come out in Discovery. His daddy said his daddy was a white Irishman. So how can I expect a man from the seed of Japhet to have true, real love for people from the seed of Shem? How can I? Kabir Bajabir Miller up here sexually assaulting and having allowing women to be sexually assaulted, allowing women to be physically assaulted.
Yeah.
How can I expect a Hamite to love my people when I want to kill my people? When I want to throw my people to the wayside? They look at us like fools, like, no, them your folk. But you expect us to love them more than what you would do for them? This is our issue. We want to perpetuate the curses because we're full of lust. We're full of envy. We're full of jealousy. We're full of pride and ego. And the only thing we've been told to do is, oh no, man, nothing but love. How can you say you love your brother who is here? I mean, that you don't love your brother who's here with you, but you love Yah. And you can't even see him. That man Dow has zero love for me. He don't care. He wants me to go to hell. And he think he gonna see Yah? Y'all seen me and brother, it's this way. Y'all seen me and brother Barack beg this man to repent. Y'all seen Ringo beg this man to repent. We've tried numerous times to get him before the congregation so Yah could judge. You think he finna see Yah? He gonna see him all right. He gonna see him all right. Because every knee will bow and every tongue is gonna have to confess.
That's right.
That's what's going on, brother. Yes. But you got to move past the fact that they've turned being a Hebrew Israelite into a religion, just like Judaism, just like Catholicism, just like being a Baptist. That's what they've turned it into. That's what they turned it into. And you got to take it from that and put it in your heart and make it who you are, because your culture is who you are. That's your essence and your being. That's what you got to do. I have no problem understanding from reading this book that we were Hebrews and that we were Israelites. I got no problem with that. But if it has to be attached to a man or a religion, no. This is why we're the servants of Yah. It ain't a religious group. It's not a church. It's who we are. Was not Jesus a servant? That's who I am then. That's who I am. And I ain't going to be attached to no religion or no church or no nothing. You ain't finna find it registered in the state of Georgia, wherever we at. You ain't finna find no 501c3 number attached to it. You're not. Because it's just who we are. And guess what? You get a day to prove it every single time he put breath in you and wake you up every morning. He said, enter my course with thanksgiving, with praise. Where's it at? In this course with praise. Where's it at? Where's it at?
Yeah.
Where's it at? But boy, you'll spend some time plotting and scheming on how to get over on your brother, on your sister. It's a sad state we're in. It is. But the Bible has been very, very specific. The remnant is very small, y'all. It's not a lot of folk gonna get in. Because nothing that offends can get in. Think about things that offend you now. You can't get in with that, y'all. Think about that. Anything in your life that offends you, that's gonna stop you from getting in.
Yeah.
Because he said, great peace have they which love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. Nothing. If you truly love the law, nothing will offend you. That's how I can still speak truth about doubt, because I'm not offended. And I'm not a liar either. I ain't finna cap just because he said some negative things about me and he made you look crazy, Pastor Rufus. I don't give two flips about that. And he embarrassed you. He embarrassed you? Are you embarrassed? I'm not embarrassed. Now, if those things were true, I would want to go change them. But they're not. So why would I be embarrassed? They're just lies. Anybody can open their mouth and tell it. No, I'm with it. I think he's 100 accurate. I'm gonna go watch the rest of them. Probably watch tonight. I'm gonna watch the rest of them and see what he's saying in there. But it's because we choose to walk in the curses and not in the blessings.
Hallelujah. Now, if you guys are enjoying this, right, and the monologue he just gave in regards to the state of mind of the Hebrew Israelites right now, don't forget to tune in, right? Don't forget to tune in this Thursday to Porch Talk. They're gonna be coming with some fire, man, some more edification for you guys. Tune in this Thursday, y'all. Wow, that'll be 6 p.m. Central. Tune in, y'all. And I think that's amazing. And of course, I reached out to Ringo, or I'll put in a comment section, of course, starting off with repenting, because of course Ringo had been a part of that same thing that he was talking about. And honestly, me personally, I'm not against speaking the truth and exposing truth, but being genuine about the things, right? It's fine. It's totally fine. And I totally agree with his plight, like I told him. And honestly, yeah, you should check it out. He definitely went through some things that honestly, the light should be shed on that more often, as far as how people are doing out here, what they're doing, how they're doing it in the community, in the Hebrew community, and how they are affecting all of us. Now, I think if we're taking a look at some things, right? And then, I think that we'll leave off on this. We're going to be landing the plane here very soon. But if we take a look at a few things, and I just want to play a short clip as far as what Pastor Rufus just got done diving into and the state of mind of Israel, why we're saying what we're saying right now. I want you guys to check out what is really affecting our community, right? And how we are looking out here to people who are really trying to follow the Messiah for real. And people got so much to say about Christianity, got so much to say about other faiths, but then they come and take a look at the Hebrew Israelites, right? The Israelite community, and they're like, man, this is what y'all got to offer me after you telling me that I ain't doing this and doing that, and I'm going to be condemned because of this, because I'm not following this and I'm not keeping this and keeping that. But then we have this to offer individuals when they come to check us out, right? This is what we have to offer, y'all. And this is what we need to be speaking against within our own community. We need to address it within ourselves. I want you guys to listen in on what this guy has to say about the other sectors, right, of people in the community and what we are truly up against. We not on here just doing this for nothing, y'all. I'm trying to tell you now, Dow may feel like that he's the one who's running this thing, but listen, we're exposing what the truth truly is within the Hebrew community. And I believe that this is the journey that we need to be embarked on, is correcting the problems that you're about to hear right now. Let's get to it.
All Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth, and he would be to Aaron instead of a God. That's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need, because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Now, this is what the problem really is here, and what Ringo's speaking about, what we just got done addressing, and how Pastor Reef just so eloquently put that, right, as to what we're witnessing within the community. And I think that we all have a duty or a task to encourage others, right, who are on this journey and trying to seek the truth, that this ain't right, that this ain't right. You hear what I'm saying? We all need to, of course, continue in the faith, right? Debate your cause with vigor, but also we have to have understanding for one another. We don't all have it right. Is there anything else that you want to add to that, Pastor Rube? We're going to be landing the plane here very soon. So
we that booker just tried to crash the plane, bro. With that
yeah.
Again, I started it and I'm ending it. And the promo that you just did for Porch Talk,
yes, sir.
You put LOVE in there. We have nothing without love, y'all. You can go to the Corinthians. We're a clanging cymbal. That dude is a clanging cymbal. I'm sorry. I'm not going to disrespect him and call him names and do all this stuff, but he's a clanging cymbal because it ain't got no love attached to it. You can tell that by the way he delivered it and by the way he finished it. There's no love. You want to dictate. You want to dominate. You want to control. You want to put somebody under you. You want to become somebody's master when Jesus Christ, the black Jesus, is the one that told you not to do that. That they are your brethren. They're not to call you teacher. They're not to call you master. You don't care because since we so buck wild, we need you to take over and just tell us what the hell to do. Wow. Now he tried to crash that plane. But the problem is, where's the love? Did anybody feel love listening to that? Did anybody really feel, yeah, he got my best interest at heart? He really loves me. It's that tough love. No, I know what tough love is.
Yeah.
Tough love is actually saying, you know what? I love you enough to not enable you anymore. So now I got to cut you off. As hard as I love you, and I know that the street's finna tear your tail up, I got to cut you off. That's tough love. That's tough love. The tough love is, you were told and you were warned by the Most High not to do X, Y, and Z. And you did it anyways. And now you're in jail. Yeah. And do I have the funds to bail you out? I do, but I don't have the clearance from the Most High. I guess you need to sit for a few days and think about your transgressions, son. See, that right there, that's tough love. That's tough love right there. I'm giving y'all examples of what tough love is. This wasn't love. What I didn't feel it. If it was love, I didn't feel it. I felt like somebody's telling me I'm stupid, I'm dumb, and I'm going to control your entire life because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Is that not what the government tells us now? You ain't smart enough to produce on your own. You're not smart enough to educate your children. You're not smart to do none of this stuff without our influence. I wonder where he learned that from. If you look on the left part of his chest, I wonder where you learned that from. Perpetuating the curses, y'all. Perpetuating the curses. That's all.
Yeah. And as you can see, this is what people see. This is what people come to when you say, "Oh, I'm a Hebrew," they see stuff like this.
Yep.
When you say I'm an Israelite, you understand what I'm saying? And I keep the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. Yeah. They see stuff like this. They see stuff, men on the street corners put boots on people's necks because they feel like they're not from the same bloodline and lineage. They see a lot of these things. They see having to expose wickedness within the Hebrew sector, community, or ministry that that they've never heard of before, and they're like, "Wow, what's going on here?" Really, this is the forefront of what they are seeing, and the only thing that we can do is truly make it known, but also at the same time, we have a real responsibility to show or give an example, be more of a light unto them, right? To show them, hey, this is not the way. This is not what you do. You don't speak to them this way. You just, if you see wickedness, you direct that wickedness, you call that out, you make it known, and you do the best that you can to expose it for the saints who are seeking Yeshua, who are seeking Jesus, who are seeking the Most High, to be aware of what they're going to be seeking if they go there and take that road. If they take this road, they'll know what to find. If you take this road, listen, if you've been down the road before, like I keep saying on this platform, if you've been down the road before and you saw a snake in the grass and your brother came behind you down the same road and your brother got bit and you didn't call out to that brother, you didn't shout to that brother and tell that brother, hey, don't go down there. There's a snake right there. There's a rattlesnake there. Don't go there. If you did not do that, then that blood is on your hands. You have a real responsibility to look out for each other out here. Because my thing is this, right? For all of us who have went through what we went through, if we had brothers and things like that we really could look out, who's looking out, right? Who's raising their voice up, and it was more of an impact. I think that it would have made a major difference, right? And I wouldn't be able to say, hey, I ain't got no excuse.
Yeah.
But I can say, hey, I got an excuse because there wasn't enough brothers speaking out about this. It was very low key, very hush hush. It wasn't a lot of noise back then. You understand? Now there's a lot of noise, a lot of voices being raised, and I thank the Father for it, and I continue to encourage that, lifting up those voices and speaking against a lot of this wickedness that's going on. And the way that we do it is just how we're doing it now on platforms and speaking out. We are the new media now. You know what I mean? Mainstream media ain't getting it done. The people are the new media. It's time to speak out. And if we can be able to resolve it, especially with Dial, especially with Straightway, last thing I want, and I told brothers this in a private chat, that if Dial is willing to repent and turn away from it and tell the truth and get out here and do what he's supposed to do to clean this thing up, I want nothing more for him to grow and to prosper and for his ministry to continue to grow. And I believe that the Most High will bless him abundantly. He'll get over that threshold of 213,000, 212,000 that he's toddling with. I think he'll go up even further. You understand what I'm saying? And I really would want that for his life. I don't hate Pastor Dow. I don't hate the Straightway Truth Ministry. I hate the sin and the wickedness that the saints, the ones who are genuinely searching for Yah, I hate that sin they may run into, because it could deter them from Yah. It could deter them personally had a problem. Whereas, like, man, I felt let down after that, and I had to get back to Yah. I don't want anybody else to come and experience that same issue. So that's the reason why I speak out about a lot of this stuff. And I will continue to, because I don't want them to have to go through what I've been through. I don't want them to fall away from Yah, and have to find their way back because the Straightway True Ministry or any other sector or any other group let them down and show them that, the people, the so-called chosen people, really ain't nothing, ain't shit, ain't worth two biscuits in the ham. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want them to come here and do that, right? And go back to eating unclean and go back to the ways that they were, returning back to the vomit because they were let down. They were mistreated, mishandled by people who don't have a heart, right? Who don't have the fruits and are gifts of the Spirit, don't have true power and operate in those gifts and fruits of the Spirit. So that's why we speak against it. That's why we continue to press on it. Right? It's because we got people continuing. So we're going to keep on it. We're going to keep exposing it, keep bringing it out. Any last words, Pastor?
No, you covered it pretty good there, brother. You did. And the people, man, the people have to take personal accountability, man. They have to take personal accountability for themselves and understand that the book instructs you. The one time it instructs you to be selfish, most of us don't want to do it. It says, save yourself from this untoward generation. You got the right to be selfish in that particular area to save yourself. And I wish more would take heed to that. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, so now you listening to Brother Barack here at the Worship Podcast and Pastor Rufus over at Servants of Yah. Y'all go subscribe to his channel if you have not done so yet. And on the way out, please drop some rams in the chat for all my righteous alpha men. And from my elegant women who are exceptional, please drop a sheep in the chat room for me, please. Don't forget about Porch Talk that is coming up on this Thursday. Hallelujah. Don't forget.
Just did the promo.
Bless y'all. Peace and shalom.